welcome in, everybody. You can tell that we are light, two of the OGs. And we have somebody else, another guest. And for all the OGs around here know the background and are gonna know where this motherfucker is sitting. So, Rose decided to come and visit. He's at my house.
Welcome, Rose.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Hell yeah.
So, but yeah, Rose is another one of those guys we met in the gaming community.
Fuck yeah.
So,
God, when was that? That was like 2020, 2019?
That was 5 years ago,
yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
At least 5 years ago.
So this is part of the early Japan crew with DB. So, like, I already knew Skep and all that stuff, like, through gaming.
Yeah.
And then whenever it was Go Blue that told me about DB, and that's whenever I met Rose and all the other ones over there. So, coming around. But, Rose, I'm going to turn this one over to you, man.
Well, let's
introduction.
Let's get this out really quick because all three of us are...
oh, yes. Active duty.
Right, active duty. So the content provided is the sole view of this channel's owner, us. Personal views, media views, and additional content provided on this channel do not represent the U.S. military or Department of Defense in any official capacity. Like I said, these are our views, nobody else's. And with that, I'll kick it back over. Look, we gotta put this clause in for things like that because people like to get shit twisted up. You know what I mean? So,
and especially this time of year,
and people like to get got.
Get got, yeah. I ain't trying to get got.
So, no. Rose, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, all right. So, hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Rose, Enigma on pretty much everything. I'm almost 30, turned 30 this year, so I'm getting to the old man crew. Not quite these guys' old man level, but you know, I'm getting there. I've been in the military for about 12 years now. Started off in the Marine Corps, then decided I wanted a much easier life. Went over to the Army. Grew up in Kentucky. You know, had a pretty nice childhood. Got to live in the country a good bit and get a little bit of city in me. And been playing video games since forever, considering my dad is just as big of a nerd as I am, and bought me a computer when I was like 2, and I never stopped.
Damn. What computer? What kind of computer was it? You remember?
I have no idea. My dad custom built all of our computers when I was a kid, so he just, man. You know, we weren't rich, so it wasn't anything, anything great, but it would do the job.
It did what you needed it to do enough.
And at 2, that was, from what he tells me, basically press buttons until I randomly absolutely screwed it up.
That's wild, man. 2, you're on a freaking computer playing games.
By 3, I was actually playing Half-Life and, like, Quake and Doom. Not good, but he was 1v1ing me in, like, Quake and just destroying me.
But he set you down in front of it and you were, like, operating it.
Yeah. Yes, to
some extent.
Yeah, I looked like. Have you seen those AI videos? Like AI plays a video game.
Yeah,
kind of the same thing.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say when I was 2, computers weren't commercially available.
Well, you got to think when I was 2, that was 96. When you were 2, that was like 62, 63. So.
Oh God, he's not that much older than you.
I am actually the young one of the group. Okay?
I'm the old fart, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I got to make the jokes where I can because they're going to come on me at some point.
Yeah, we'll definitely come on you.
There it is.
I'll be 45 this year, bro. 45. Jeez. That's a good number.
That is a good number.
Yeah. I feel good though, except for all my joints, my back, the consistent
and everything
pain, all that. Other than that, I'm good.
So, girl, you about to get this dick.
We're gonna get him with that one too. Yes, we got to do that one eventually. But today, unfortunately, Rebel is out of town, enjoying whatever it is that he's enjoying out in the countryside near the water. And
he's on the lake.
AG
that sounds fun.
AG's doing
AG's wife.
some photo op stuff. I think, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the message read, "My wife made me do this. Send help."
I did. Oh,
I think that's what I read.
Wait, so we're not going to kidnap him? What?
No. I wish.
There's like services that'll show up to your house in a cop car and like arrest you, so you can go on the fishing trip for the weekend, drop you back off on Monday with I got any questions.
I've heard of those things before. I
don't know if they're real.
I bet they are, but I bet it's like all, it's all agreed to. Just the whole act of it, they make it as surprising as possible, and it's like aggressive and whatever. So, I'm sure you have to sign like waivers and disclaimers and all kinds of shit for that. It's
it's like a bachelor party at home, and then 2 female cops show up at the house. There's a service for that.
I think that one might be a little different. That one might be a little different.
Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, shoot, man. So, Rose, brother, it's good to see you. I'm so glad you came on, man.
I appreciate you, man. It's nice to be here. I'm glad I stayed an extra day.
It's good to see you again. And what have you been up to lately?
Dude, my past 2 years have been in nothing but school. It has been a pain in Army schooling. Jesus, don't knock over the wall. This man gets out of his chair and like, I didn't grab you a cup. Here, you can also have that. So yeah, I've been in school. I was learning Russian for like a year and a half, and then I was doing the intelligence school. You didn't even bring the vape.
So you're okay. So you're doing like crypto shit then, kind of, right?
I was gonna be doing human intelligence, but even though I passed and know Russian now, I did not pass the DLPT for the military qualification.
Language.
So I had to change. Yeah, so I had to change my job, and now I'm signals intelligence.
Ah, okay, nice. That's pretty badass, man. Do you like it so far? I mean, you saw school right now, but
so I just graduated from the actual school. Honestly, I have no clue what I'm going to be doing. It's kind of funny. I'm not going to a signals unit.
Oh,
I'm going to a cyber unit. So
okay,
that sounds like the Army makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be doing my job, and I'm going to be trying to change over to the officer side to actually make real money anyway, so chances are I will never do the job that I just got trained to do.
So you're going into like a limited duty officer type program then, or a direct commissioning?
No, I'm going to try to do the green to gold.
Okay, so
use my associates, an officer program, and then go 2 years college, finish off my bachelor's, and then commission.
Nice. Yeah,
the money is worth it.
Yeah, more money, less actual work,
to an extent. Kind of
it's just all responsibility at that point. It's less work, more responsibility. That's all.
I got assigned for everything, but everybody else doesn't.
You put your name on it, it just so the responsibility falls on you. That's why you get more money. The what is it called? I'm dumb. Hold on, let me think. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what it is.
He's been enlisted for too long.
Yeah, I thought about doing it a couple times through my career. I can't now. Obviously, I've been in too long. But even if I was able to, for whatever reason, if I swapped over to like a warrant type program, I wouldn't make very much more than I do now.
Yeah. When do you retire?
When do I retire? So, okay, so if I want to do 30 years, right? 30 years is generally the retirement. So anything after 20 is called the reserve. So if you hit 20, you're technically not retired. You're just transferring to the reserve for at least 4 years, and then you're pretty much done. If you hit 30, you are officially retired at that point. There is no reserve time afterwards, or it's called individual ready reserve or inactive ready reserve. Yeah. There is no time after, so it's actually retirement. I mean, for the most part, if you go hit 20 and then you go, I'm retiring, yeah, it's retirement. But technically, it's not until your reserve time has been met. So I'm at 26 right now. I have 4 more years to hit 30. I could go a little over, but I have a feeling I won't. So
I understand that. I'm debating on whether or on how many minutes or seconds I want to go over 20. So
honestly, when I hit 20, I was going to retire at 20. That was what I was going to do. And then at 19 and a half years, they promoted me to 8. And
yeah, that'll keep you in.
Okay, well, now I got to do at least 3 more to get my high 3. And I did 3 more. And then guess what?
They gave you 9.
They gave you 9.
They gave me 9, and I was like, fuck. Okay, I got to do 3 more. So now here I am at 26 years.
Now you might as well just go to 30, because then you're going to be sitting there at 75%.
Exactly. 75% of my base pay with 30 years time and grade. And I will probably work when I'm done, but I technically, for the most part, I wouldn't have to if I didn't want to. But I would go crazy if I didn't do something.
Depending on disability rating too, you can make out better than when you were.
Yeah, so I would say I could probably confidently say I'll be at least 70%. Confidently.
That's
because I'm going to be 50 right off the top. I already know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Based on sleep apnea and shit. And I have like other fucking ailments, but 50 off the top, very minimum. I think I'm probably gonna be around between 60 and 75% is what I'm guessing, but I don't know. Which is still a nice chunk of change.
That'll make up for the other 25% of your base pay, honestly.
Yeah, it will. I'll get a pretty comfortable amount of money where I'll be able to pay my bills and still remain fairly comfortable and not have to worry too much. So I'm okay.
Well, you got a sugar mama, so
yeah, sort of.
That always helps.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's awesome, man. I'm glad you're looking at that kind of thing is to jump up or jump into a different lane like that. I always think that, you know, in that regard, that those ranks, the officers, like, I'm always pleased when a good enlisted person changes over, because we need that. We need those people that can reflect back and understand what it's like to be an enlisted person, so they can have some empathy when they make the decisions that they have to make, and think and go, how does this really going to affect those people? What would I feel like if I was in their shoes? You have the ability because you've been there and done that. You know what I'm saying? So it's we need it. We need it, you know?
I've seen it kind of both ways, where I've seen enlisted officers that swap over and then they try to just be an enlisted with shiny rank, and that does not work at all, and it's pretty bad. But I've also seen the other where it's like they are the officer, but they keep certain things in mind that an officer typically wouldn't have any idea about, and that's honestly what I'm going to shoot for if I do end up, you know, changing over.
That's the ones that rely heavily on their senior enlisted NCOs to advise them, whether they take the advice or not. You can always tell when a place does not, because they typically have a really bad climate, like culture climate, typically. So, you know, there's those few out there, but I'm glad you're doing it, man. I'm glad that's something you're looking into, though. Like, that's awesome, and I hope it works out. Hope.
I'm tired of being middle enlisted. It's I've been in way too many billets that are way too high for what my rank is, and I'm tired of not getting paid for it.
I feel you there, man. That's how I promoted, is doing that shit, and luckily I had good timing and good reports, and you know, a handful of people that looked out for me. So
all I can say, fuck testing.
What's that?
What?
I hate testing.
Oh yeah, I don't miss that shit at all. I didn't miss it at all.
Yeah, all the way through E6 and the Air Force. It like huge heavy weight.
But yeah, the Navy's the same testing all the way up to even at if you're E6 taking E7, there's an exam, and then there's a board selection. So it's not just merit based; it's also an exam to even make it to the board.
And y'all have the in dock for when you get that anchor. I've gotten to be part of a couple of those. That's yeah. You know what that is.
Of course I do, man. I went through it I was initiated myself, so
seeing a bunch of 40-year-olds that are just getting
beat the fuck down.
Destroyed.
Leave it at that. Yeah, just beat the fuck down for mine was a couple months or almost 3 months long. So just getting beat.
I just felt honored that like when I was in Japan I got invited out to the Chiefs mess.
Well, here's the thing, man. There is no other there's no other service that does that. None.
No.
And we all will always if the other services want to do it, once they attain that pay grade, they're welcome to join to do the process with us, which is fucking awesome because it opens people's eyes up and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we had an E7 do that in my unit while I was in Masawa. He went through it.
Yeah, I had a gunny that was a gold card holder. They get the gold card or whatever to get into the Chiefs mess and everything once they go through all that.
Yeah, and if you look somewhere on their uniform, if you ask them if they've been initiated, they will be wearing a chief anchor somewhere on their uniform. It's usually under a pocket or on the backside of a lapel or something like that, where it's somewhere behind the rank tab.
On the inside of the cover,
yeah, inside the cover. They will always wear it. So it's a really cool process, man. It's getting watered down a lot, but we still try to make it something memorable and special. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing the Navy's got.
Yeah. Tradition.
Like when it comes to tradition, is that right there. Like that, they held tried and true. Like even going through like Navy ROTC in school. Like they still taught a lot of that when it came to tradition stuff.
So Rose,
that's what's important.
Yeah. When you were in the Corps for a little while.
Yep.
Did you ever get underway on a ship?
So I was on the Peleliu for a little bit.
Okay, I know the Peleliu.
For a little bit of time, but I wasn't on there for the MEU. I didn't do a MEU. I didn't get to do a MEU.
So you didn't
get from like short stints. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't on.
So you didn't go like through a crossing the line ceremony or anything
no,
like that?
I did not get to do the, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've got plenty of buddies that, as they cross that, certain...
Get your shellback.
Certain little...
Yeah.
Yep.
We call it a shellback. So we're all polywogs. I'm not a shellback either. I know how it works because I just haven't... I'm a dirt sailor, for lack of better terms. Most of my deployment has been on land in different places around the world. Many different places around the world. So I have done ship time, but it's short. Like you said, it's a week, 2 weeks at a time. I've been on several different carriers doing basically like fast flight ops for like a week at a time. But I never got to do the fun crossing line ceremonies and taking the cherry out of King Neptune's belly button and that kind of shit.
Fun is a relative term.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. That stuff's been very like watered down. It's not, you're not getting spanked with fucking shillelaghs anymore. You know what I mean?
It's because of how much media attention all of it's gotten recently. Like how easily things are just put out to the world. So it's all of the things that we used to do that not necessarily always right, don't get me wrong, but like held a purpose, and they built that camaraderie that like you have in the Marine Corps and the Navy that you don't have in any other branch from what I've seen. Like we can't do those things anymore because people are like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love it. Yeah. And then they hold up a phone and they record it. And then, some mom or some sergeant major, I think there's a radio named after them, like the Pricky Nines. They get involved.
Prick 140, the Prick 149s, yes. Those are survival radio.
Yeah. Those guys like, and then it just kind of gets ruined because people get in trouble for things that weren't necessarily causing problems. Like I understand the principle of it, and it's because some people would overdo things, but I think it takes away from the vast majority. Like there were, ceremonies that I went through in the Marine Corps that don't really happen anymore. And I kind of feel bad for guys. Like something as simple as like the blood striping or pinning. Like when I got promoted to corporal, my parents were there. And in front of the entire battalion, my parents, they got me really, really good. And nobody could say anything. And then Sergeant Major got me really, really good. I'm not going to say his name. I think he's actually still in. But, like, that was, like, it built a trust in that leadership and in that command that, like, you can get stupid and you can do some stupid things. But at the end of the day, they've got your back and they're there for you. Like,
well, that's one of those things that as a young person coming in, you hear these stories of this stuff and be like, man, I can't wait to get to that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get my wings. I got my wings, right? When you pinned your wings, they don't put the frogs on the back. So when your buddies are congratulating you, guess what they're doing? That shit's in your skin, dude. It's in your skin. And when you get ranked, right? You get ranked, like for us, we called it tacking the crow on because we're junior NCO and E4. You're basically walking around every shop and people are fucking doing flying fucking Superman punches across the room to make sure that shit stays on, That is stuff we looked forward to as a young person trying to come up the ranks, and now all that stuff is like, you can't do it anymore,
Yep.
Well, like I remember, so I was a sergeant leaving one of my units, and a couple of my boots, they were getting promoted. They were getting their cross rifles, getting promoted to lance. And they got promoted, ceremony, all that, and couldn't do anything, but they came up to me because they found me because I was like I was all around base doing different stuff. But they actually found me and came up to me like in an empty parking lot, walked up to me as I was walking out of a building and were like, hey, Sergeant, can you pin us? And I was like, my heart. Yes, yes, young Padawan. Like, yes, I got you.
That's the shit right there, man. Yeah.
So it is definitely something that like that younger generation they want, and like I've definitely seen it done in very bad ways. And like I understand that if somebody is like a bleeder or whatever, and you're doing a pinning, and they get like 2 giant stripes of blood that start coming down their camis, that's unsightly. They're gonna have to buy new camis. Like I understand things like that, but at the same time, it's not, if it's giving those kids the motivation to want to get closer with that unit and want to do a better job and want to, take on more roles, responsibilities, and, mesh with that unit, then it's a pair of camis. Like, it's a tiny pinhole that's going to make those dudes work 1,000 times better together.
Yeah, I think when you suffer together, you experience things together. In trials and tribulations, it just brings people closer together. It really does.
Well, two things. Those are the 2 things that bring people together, right? Is like the tried and true saying across fucking TOD is embrace the suck.
Yep.
Like you go through the suck together and you come out to the other end. Guess what? You've got a bond there. No matter what it is, you're gonna have a bond. And then the second time is traumatic events.
Yep.
Any sort of high flow, high pressure situation, right, is going to bring people together.
The biggest one America knows, right? I was in the Navy when September 11th, 2001 happened.
You're fucking old.
I am old as fuck, dude. I was actually in the Navy for 3 years already. So, but I will tell you here's what I saw. I saw this happen. I came to work. The shit was going down. We had the little CRT TV up and it was playing the news. And the base fucking locked the fuck down that day, dude. It locked the fuck down.
Base.
And
the country.
So the days, weeks, months, shit, years following that was the one thing I saw the most of was an entire country coming together because we'd
100%.
all just experienced something extremely traumatic.
Yep.
There was not a fucking car on the road that did not have flags hanging off of it.
100%.
It was crazy, man. Like, people were so patriotic. People were so tight and had come together during that time that there was like, it was almost like there was an indestructible bond between everyone in the whole entire country. It slowly tapered off as the years go on, and here we are today where,
but that's what I was gonna say. Like, it didn't matter your background. It didn't matter any of your fucking demographics or what you fucking believed in. There was a common fucking theme.
Well, I'll tell you that it did. It did matter. The demographic. There is a demographic.
Well, yeah.
There is a Middle Eastern demographic that got fucked up.
Yeah.
From other people in the country because of it, because they were just, they looked at every single person that was from the Middle East or Middle Eastern background as like a terrorist, which is the wrong thing to do, obviously. But it was just the natural, like, the feeling that people had, like they look at someone and go, I don't know if I can trust you because you resemble the person that did this thing to my country that I love, Well,
and
it happened.
For that one, I wouldn't yes, I get it. You can see why it shifted and why some people were reserved or whatever. But it also was one of those things like news reports started coming out.
Yeah.
About, we trained these guys. We did this. We did that. Like, it all happened organically in the U.S. So there's going to be a natural. I don't care who you are. There is going to be a stereotype of,
it was fear, dude.
Yeah. Like, are you trustworthy at this point?
It was just,
and it's shitty. It really is. It's shitty. But I mean, the human natural psyche is going to do that. And if you don't, then I don't trust you because there's always going to be some sort of natural reservation.
Yeah.
Because these people were probably trusted by others.
Likely. Yeah. You can't be aloof. That's the thing. You don't want people that are too aloof.
Exactly.
I think back then it was also like, so 2001 was, I'm going to say, the start of really the shift toward like the media age, like the 90s, late 90s, we were getting, mainstream computers in every household, like, Google, all of that. People were learning how to just like anything I want is a type away.
Yep.
But I think at that point in time, it was still so new that people really didn't know much about the culture over there or the religion or any of that. Yeah. So when media came out and saying, it was this religion extremists, people dropped the word extremist and said, this religion is hateful and everything else. And that just, that kind of, spread that fear more and more because people didn't know. Like, and that's not the first time that's happened. It's happened throughout history. Anytime somebody doesn't know somebody else, typically there's a separation that is formed. Like, it's very rare that two completely differing views just come together and go, oh yeah, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah.
Especially when it's triggered, like the mass notification is triggered by something on such a large, like, horrific scale, like 9/11.
Yeah.
Well, but I think nowadays though too, like so that shift, so the society downfall shift was when everybody had a cell phone that had access to fucking internet on an unlimited basis that you didn't have to pay fucking 25 cents a fucking megabyte for.
Was that 2006, sometime like that?
Yeah, right. No, it was later than that, dude. Like when it became unlimited, it was probably
when did
I graduated in 2013 from high school, and I had that year or the year before that, I had one of the Blackberries with unlimited data. So I know at least 2012. And I want to say my dad had one probably in like 2010, 2009.
It was right around when I was, because
I had a 3GS in 2006, I think. But
but when it came to like access to the internet and all that stuff, like to where you didn't have to pay an astronomical fucking amount to be able to use it.
Oh yeah,
you know, because like I had one of those old fucking Palm phones, like one of the OG ones that looked like a crackberry.
Yeah.
But you were still having to pay for it. You know, like the internet and stuff. I did not get an unlimited plan until I know after I got back from the desert in 2010, because for me and Ashley to Skype, she had to be home on her computer because we couldn't do it. You know, we couldn't do that stuff from the phone without paying out the ass.
Well, yeah, I remember
connected to Wi-Fi.
Even like my first deployment in 2014, I had my phone, it had internet and all that, but I had to get Skype and I had to pay for like their like, you know, worldwide thing where you can make calls and stuff, because me trying to turn on international calls or international data for my phone would have cost me like, I think it was like an extra $150 or $200 a month at the time. Like, now it's like $50.
Well, but now I can go. Now I can go get Google Fi for $20 a month and have international plan.
Yep.
So the first smartphone, iPhone 1, 2007. Before that, there was phones with internet access like BlackBerry and O2, like you were talking about. But the first actual like smartphone, the way we look at them today and see them, was the iPhone 1 in 2007.
Yeah.
And that was when like the internet was like truly at your fingertips. 3G came out in like 98, 99. Hold on, let me scroll back and look.
And even once the internet came out, it still took a few years before everybody had them. Like the military didn't shift from pagers, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the whole pagers and stuff like that, they didn't stop giving out like that kind of stuff until I think my gunny said it was like 2010.
Yeah,
we were we were still using pagers when I got back from the desert.
I had a pager in 99, 2000. I had a singular wireless Nokia brick phone in like 99 or 2000 or something like that.
Yep.
It just did texting, you know, really.
The QWERTY.
Oh yeah, the T9, the let me hit this button 5 times to get my letter.
Dude, I saw TikTok. I saw a TikTok the other day and it just had numbers or whatever, and it was like, "Hey, decipher this. It's a text message." And the kids were fucking like completely dumb fucking found. And like, and I look at it and I show Piper, she's somewhat of an old soul, but I showed it to Chasey and she's like, "What?" And Piper picked it up like almost instant.
Really?
So,
and it was like, it was what?
Android came out.
Yeah.
2008. Yeah, that's
but
wild, man.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, so these phones came out, there was access, but like, what I was saying is, okay, so when was it like just accessible to everybody? Like, if you, because by that point, almost everybody had a fucking cell phone.
I would say,
but who?
07, dude, iPhone 1.
Yeah, but who? No, but who had access? But who had the money at that point to be able to pay for all of that fucking internet?
Well, I'm trying to remember, like when I bought my iPhone, I had an iPhone 3GS. That was my very first smartphone. Before that, I had just a flip phone. I had a Razor, a Motorola Razor or some shit.
Razor,
that phone.
Who didn't have a fucking Razor?
Yeah, right.
Or a Sidekick.
Yeah, people ask. I had a Razor, so like I bought a 3GS, and it was like $30 a month for fucking internet. Yeah, it was unlimited internet for like $30 a month, and then later on they said, "Oh no, you only get this much data now for $30 a month." Yeah, but I was grandfathered in. If you had an old plan, you were grandfathered in, so I still had unlimited internet. Yeah, for quite a while until I had to re-up my plan and shit. But
I would say it was post 2010 before it really got, I think, just bad.
Like mainstream, yeah.
Yeah, like that's when everybody started to go look at their fucking cell phone, and then the social media craze and all that stuff. When did Facebook come out?
Facebook, Twitter, Facebook when those came out, that's when shit hit the fan, dude.
Well, Facebook came out in early 2000s.
Well, but when did it like the big uptick? So when I say like when did it come out? Like okay, so yes.
When did it become?
Like relevant? Because it was in the college for like what 3 years before
maybe?
it even came down commercially. Because it was like after all that shit happened.
What's up, Vixen?
Yeah, Shelly Vixen. I think was in 09 somewhere in there. 08, 09.
Yeah,
Probably.
you know, and it like so you had all that, you know, and then that I don't know, it was that society shift, that generational skip, or that whenever you know, cause so Rose, yeah, you're a little bit younger, but you're still kind of like up there. You know what I'm saying? So
he's an old soul.
But we're talking about it, right? Like he had a computer at 2 fucking years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, 96.
You know what I'm saying? Like Mike, so JC, Piper never had a fucking computer until she was like 14. Like we were in Japan when she finally got one. And the only other access she had to a computer was when she was at school.
Now, mind you, when I say I had a computer, that was not like, you know, I was not like on the internet. There was no like Google searching and all that kind of stuff. Like it was legitimately, I was playing video games with my dad. That was like up until I'd say I was probably, I'd say, so whenever World of Warcraft came out was when really I was doing a lot of the computer stuff. Like I was playing Unreal Tournament and stuff like that before, but it still wasn't the internet. Like I was playing video games. I wasn't able to just like, you know, click a button and go, what's happened today in the world?
Yeah.
And that is the problem. And it's not that people have all the information at their fingertips. It's that they are looking for information that confirms their own bias. And the biggest problem is I don't think we actually have media coverage nowadays, like unbiased media coverage.
There is none.
Yeah, like the closest that we have used to be like NPR and Al Jazeera US.
Right
and
now
even those are starting to
they are.
drift.
They are.
They're leaning.
I would say probably right now is if it's mainstream, it's Reuters. Probably closest to the middle of anything because they just state facts for the most part.
And that's what we need.
Yeah.
Or you get like one-off just people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody thinks they can be a reporter now.
And independent journalists is what you're referring to, right?
But what I'm talking about, like being like straight down the middle.
Oh,
you know, on top, you do have it. Like, you're not going to find that out of a fucking major news station. You're more than likely going to find that in a singular person.
Yeah. Well, they're all bought and paid for by groups of people that have certain beliefs. All the mainstream medias are all bought.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Vixen, thank you for the follow.
Look. Yeah, let's just talk about the fucking the debate.
Oh, like, God.
Let's not fully get into it.
No, we'll get in the middle of it, you know.
Yeah. But like, you know, like you got fucking CNN, okay? And CNN, everybody knows what extreme side they lean toward.
Yep.
On the very extreme.
Yeah.
You know, and
usually
then yeah.
In the past, at least.
After the debate, nobody knows what the fuck is going on right now, whether you're bought and paid for. But you know, and then you got like Fox News is probably the prime example of the one that has shifted the opposite way.
Yeah, they're definitely wandering back the other way. That's for sure.
Yeah, you know, and well, I'm hoping that after this fucking debate, everything starts to kind of let's start bringing this back toward the fucking middle.
Yeah, start listening to each other again.
Yes, and all I'm gonna say,
you know,
and all I'm gonna say is out of that fucking debate, like I haven't watched it. Like, because I refuse to subject myself to that.
You should.
You don't want to stumble through it?
You should watch it.
I've watched like clips.
Yeah, most.
But
people.
like, and not like memes, not like that, but just like clips. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not gonna sit there and watch the entire thing. Because if I watch the entire thing, it's probably gonna piss me off.
Here's my personal opinion, bro. My personal opinion is we look like a bunch of fucking idiots to the rest of the world right now.
100,000%.
We look like a bunch of fucking morons.
We've looked like idiots for years.
Dude, and just that was the fucking nail that just drove that shit in, dude, I think.
Well,
honestly.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now.
I agree with you, though, Rose. I agree with you.
But entertainment purposes, you can ask Rose. We're sitting on my fucking couch earlier, fucking dying over some of the shit.
Oh, dude.
And then, dude, even Ashley got in on it, and you know her views. Mm-hmm. She's like, fuck it. You know, like, but she's even like sending me shit because like me and him are like, we're doing our dark sense of humor fucking rabbit hole on fucking TikTok, and then Ashley's sending me shit, and I'm like,
just put in shit.
And then my fucking FYP changes, and that we're just fucking dying watching debate memes and fucking
dude.
Like it's the funniest
like mine.
I've ever seen. Pure entertainment.
It was beautiful.
It's pure fucking entertainment, and it was fucking hilarious. But what I told Ashley the other day, because she watches nothing, like none of her feeds, like algorithm doesn't even draw her into that.
Yeah.
Until like I sent her one video and said you have to watch that. Mm-hmm. And then now she's getting some every so often. Yeah. But I told her about it. I was like, we are the laughing stock of the fucking 100,000%. The U.S. is the laughing stock of the world right now. But, and we have been for a little while.
It's true.
My question with it all though is like, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say that 90% of citizens in the U.S. are probably like us. They're more central driven. They're very like, hey, this is the facts. Like, I really could care less who it is at this point. Are you gonna do well for the country? What do we need to do? And I would say that's the 90%, but that doesn't benefit politicians. And all of the media being bought and paid for, the only thing that people see are the extremists on one side or the other. So everybody thinks that our country is massively divided, when in reality, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to make the statement to say, right now, the politicians and the actual federal government don't have a whole lot to do with anything in the U.S. because the people kind of just don't care anymore. Like, unless it's directly military action wise, I don't think people give a shit less about what politicians are doing, because people have stopped caring and they're like, well, I'm going to do what I need to do to survive and feed my family. And I don't care.
I would say this. I would say, I agree with you to an extent. The extent is that right now, people are experiencing, they can't buy food. They can't afford to fucking pay their rent. Everyone's utility bill. My water bill is going up 75%. They sent us a letter. My gas bill's going up 25%. Got another letter for that. Why? Right? Everyone is experiencing that shit. So I would say that is the level that they care. When that shit starts affecting you in your house and your family and your ability to like stay afloat or keep your head even slightly above water, or maybe just drown a little bit sometimes and then come back up for air, right? Where most people fucking live. Most of us are in the, I'm drowning a little, oh fuck, here's some air. I'm drowning. Oh, here's some air. That's where everybody's kind of like, okay, I can accept this. At least I'm alive and I can for the most part take care of my family. When right now the shit is so fucking ridiculous that people cannot do it, man. They can't.
Yeah, inflation. The inflation
it's
that
crazy,
has happened over the past 10 years. Oh, by the way, like, okay, cool. Like, look at the percentage of what inflation has done in 10 years compared to what the salary has done in the past 10 years. It's fucking astronomical.
It doesn't.
Is that on the federal government?
No, I don't think so, man.
I think it's on those individual businesses.
That's what I think.
Because, like, there are CEOs, like, I was actually just watching a video about the CEO of Arizona. Everybody knows Arizona tea, right?
Yep.
How much does a can cost?
99 cents.
99 cents. He came out and they were like, why haven't you raised your prices? And and people were like, why don't you raise your prices? And he's like, we don't need to. We're profitable. Like, there's no reason. Like, we're making money. It's been that way. It helps out Americans. He's the best example of what that is. But then you look at other companies, the pharmaceutical, the tobacco, the housing industry as a whole, the lumber, all of those independent actual businesses or corporations at the larger scale are going, I don't care about the individual American. I'm going to just charge more and pay my guys the exact same, so my profits are higher. The federal government has nothing to do with that. Actually, unless they wanted to overstep their bounds, they can't do anything about that.
Yeah. They can't.
Like we as the American consumers have to stop, and I know it's super hard to say this, but stop buying into all of it. And then when those companies start to fail and those large corporations start to fail because they're not getting business, that's when prices are going to come down. Because I don't think inflation's really went up. I think it's those businesses have just raised prices to be greedy.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, that's still partly inflation because people are inflating prices. Like it's all.
But I mean, like inflation from like money printing and like, the dollar's worth less, so it costs more. Yeah. Like, I don't think it's that. I think it's just corporations can get away with it because they have monopolies on all of it.
Some of them are just far too big to ever fail, man.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, and I'm gonna say it too. So like, okay. So I get it. COVID was a global fucking thing. It was 100%. We can't deny it, right? Every country had certain fucking stipulations when it came to COVID stuff. Okay. So whenever it came to that, whenever it came to like shipping, like everybody started raising prices because they were getting charged more. And then what did that lead to? Everything just in a ladder started going up. And then, oh, by the way, okay, now we have the common fucking flu again, right? And then what happened?
Mm-hmm.
They stayed there. Okay, and then that also bred, like in a society, people are like, oh shit, I'm gonna get paid by doing this, and literally sitting on their ass, because like Piper, with her job, she'll get called in and have to work fucking double, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And she's like, people just don't want to fucking work. They're just tired of it. And I'm like, yeah, that's fucking trash. But here's another reason why blue collar workers are making a shit ton fucking more money than corporate America.
My daughter is the same thing. She gets called in. She gets asked to cover. They got her on like 40 hours and stuff now, and coming in to cover down for people. She has a very good work ethic that was instilled in her since a very young age. Obviously, you have to set an example for those things, right? But she has the same thing you're talking about, Tuna, which is people just don't give a fuck, dude. They just don't show up. Yep. They just, I can't work today. Like, well, how do you expect to earn money if you don't even show up? Like, how?
Because the government's going to pay you.
I don't understand it, man.
That you talking about COVID actually is where I will blame the federal government. Because when all of those laws came out, right, COVID happened. What businesses were forced to close?
Small business owners.
Small businesses. And the larger ones, because they were already set, got paid by the federal government to become that emergency situation relief kind of thing. And so they were just bolstered up. And all of those, in so many small towns that didn't even have these large corporations in them, were forcibly, like, small business owners were forcibly closing their doors, like, trying to stay open, and they were getting fined and, like, harassed by the government saying that they couldn't be open. That is where I will blame the feds, and I will say that started the downfall.
Yeah. California was the worst fucking state for doing that shit too, man. The worst. In fact, the whole West Coast.
California's the worst. California's the worst fucking state, no matter what.
Yeah, they closed beaches down.
Change my mind, please.
Beaches for what? Outside.
You're open air. Yeah, you're open air. Who gives a fuck?
The fuck, bro? Yeah, and then the fact that the entire fucking federal government workers, whether they were civilian contract or not civilian contract, but civilian, like government employees or military, forced to do the thing.
Yep.
Get the prick, get the stick, or fucking be gone.
You know what was funny is, what was it, 2 years ago? All of those dudes that got kicked out, they were like, hey guys, so we know that we kicked you out because you didn't want to get this vaccine. but we really would love to have you back. So we'll just give you all of your same rank and everything back if you just want to come back in, because they're hurting for people that bad. And it's like,
yeah.
All right, and then, but then the smart ones are like, no, fuck you, I'm getting paid by the DOD.
Almost nobody came back in because they were like, no, you already screwed me over once. Why would I come back in for the same? You want to give me like 2 pay grades? I'll think about it, maybe. Like,
well, most of us were like, well, I have on my one hand, I am able to care and feed my family and take care of myself, or be fucking gone. That's the choice. You know?
That was
my choice.
Was why I got it.
I took the shot, man. I was not giving up this to not be able to take care of my family. There's no fucking way. If I got to do it, I got to do it. That's the choice.
So, well, I held out. I held out for a long time. I really did, because I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm waiting. You know, like, okay, like what is this limbo shit?
Yep.
And then they're like, I'm gonna give you paperwork, and I'm like, okay, number one, right now they are saying that it is mandated, but there has not been an official letter fucking posted. So please give me a piece of paper, because that's how you lose your job. Like, I'm not going to have you sit here and be a yes man as a leader when there is nothing written, because when I come to you and I tell you something and you're like, where's that written? And I go show it to you, you're not going to fucking pull this double-edged sword on me.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was when they started coming out and saying, if they don't get it, you are to process them for administrative separation unless they have a waiver based on some other thing that had to go to a different authority to be approved.
Yep.
Which took a while.
I held out until the day that I got put in front of my 06. And he said, hey, you can go get it today, or we're going to start your separation today. Take your pick. And I said, all right, you know what? Game's up. All right, I'll go get a jab in the arm. Like, it's not gonna hurt me. Like, I'll be okay, I guess.
Well, so my mom and dad went, right? I mean, they're older, so like, all right, cool. My dad, he's got blood pressure issues. They've been monitoring me for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his blood pressure fucking spiked, like critical levels, because of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, blood pressure is fucking hereditary. I don't care who you are. It's hereditary. Right? And so that's what I started to pursue. And I had him get all this fucking documentation. And, you know, like, they're threatening me. I was like, no, I'm waiting on this documentation before I do anything, because I'm not going to put my fucking life at risk for a fucking shot whenever I only have a few years left. So you fuckers.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And then, so, hi, bot. Love you, bot.
But
so I get all this documentation, and then I go to medical. Yeah, I'm going to pursue a waiver. And now this is like a year into it.
Yeah.
And they looked at me and they said, oh, we have not approved one medical waiver. And I'm like, that's how you know the system is fucking broke.
Yep.
And then when Piper got COVID, because so what were the Pfizer and
Moderna
and Moderna, yeah, those
and Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, so they had J&J or whatever, but so my dad got the Moderna, and that's all they had. Hold on. We'll answer that in a second.
Finish your thought. We'll get to it.
Yeah, I saw it too. But so he got Moderna, and that's all they had available for me, you know, here locally.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to refuse to take it because I'm not going to do it. Well, then I finally went to, so Piper got COVID. I had to go do my exit test and talk to one of the docs whenever I was doing my exit test. And she goes, my husband is in the exact same fucking boat you are right now. She said, go take J&J. She goes, just like any other fucking. And she goes, and it's going to get them off of your back for at least a year if they don't decide to do the fucking booster shit. And so I was like, and she goes, but it's going to make you sick.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I had fucking patient zero fucking COVID when I was in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Before it was even a thing.
Yeah. I know some people that had it too, I think.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Don't give a fuck. And I went and got it. They got off my back, and then boom. Oh, hey, it's not fucking mandated.
Yeah.
Didn't last long.
I was in Okie too when it started, and we had the whole base. All the bases were locked down. We got put on for a month. We weren't even allowed to go in. Like, so many people got it. Guess what though? I never once got COVID until I got the vaccine, and then I got it twice. Literally, I think it was like 2 weeks after I got the second shot. I go to work, and we're doing field training stuff where we were actually training up the dudes that did the embassy evacuation out there in the sandbox. We were doing their train up, and I'm out there and we're doing one of our live fire ranges, and I'm standing there as an RSO, and all of a sudden I realize that I feel so lightheaded, I can't see, and I straight up fall down in the middle of the field, and I got carried to the BAS and then driven to tested for COVID and all that, and it knocked me out for a week.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That was after I already had both vaccines. There was a year time span where I was around people that had COVID and never got it. And then I get the vaccines and bada bing, bada boom.
Huh.
I was so upset. So, Alpha over there.
Yeah, Alpha, let's address this now.
I'm upset with Alpha.
I can't believe he said that.
I can't believe he said that either.
Yeah, I know.
You don't know who Rose is? Alpha? Enigma? Just a mystery?
Enigma?
Come on, man. You got that bad of a memory?
I've played COD with you so many times.
Oh my God.
I've sat in other place lives with you. I don't know how Kick is with mentioning other things.
No, you're fine. You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
How do you have no idea this is what I used to you used to be in my streams with the camera?
Okay, so let's be in all fairness though. Bot was probably in my stream while we were playing.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah. Bot would come over and say hi, and that was pretty much about it. Because I met Bot through you.
Yeah, that was still when I was in the closet in Japan.
Yeah. I remember that. I mean, have you
Before
came out of the
told
closet
everyone
now?
he was gay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you actually? Are we round of applause? Everybody, Bumblebee came out of the closet.
Yeah, the literal closet.
The literal closet
where his computer was, or his PS4. I saw.
Yep. This is Ash.
She was
in the closet with me.
She was in there too. Yeah, she actually had to get in first.
Yeah, she had to get in first.
It takes 7 minutes of heaven to a whole new level.
Facts, 100%. And it was hot as fuck.
Listen, it's weird. All right, it's a weird situation. It's over now, though.
Well, I showed Rose a video today of Piper on her fucking hoverboard in a T-Rex outfit, and it was when me and Ash were still gaming in the closet.
Oh shit!
Because the fucking setup wasn't in that video, and I was like, oh shit, that's all.
So I want to go. Just touch back really quick on that, on the jab, right?
Yeah.
You guys. I mean, clearly it's been years and years, well, a few years, anyways. You've seen all the conspiracies, all the jab, this and that. Okay.
It's government trackers. What are you talking about?
Well, here's what not just that, just people are saying all these things about it. I'm like, okay, why would the United States mandate their entire defense force to fucking take a shot if they actually knew, for sure 100% that it was a bad thing? Why on earth would they just completely demolish their whole defense of people? What is it? 3 million of us, or a million, or
roughly
across the DoD,
a million, between 1 million and 3 million somewhere. I don't even know the number right now. Just wipe them out. Fucking give them this random fucking shot that they don't have any clue about. That's my question. I'm not. I'm. It's kind of a statement and a question, but does that make sense? Why? The people that do the thing, do thy bidding? Just fucking get rid of them.
So my biggest issue with it or whatever, because there is a fucking FDA process that shit has to go through, right? And I'm not saying the FDA is the biggest fucking, is the greatest fucking thing ever, because I mean, look at fucking Red Dye number 4 or whatever, all that bullshit. But anyway, the biggest thing for me is okay, it's an emergency fucking mandate. You have to fucking get it. Okay, and part of that is politically fucking driven. Let's 100,000% be honest. It is politically driven in it's a factor. I'm not saying it's a huge factor, main factor, but there is a factor.
It was money. That's what I'll say.
Yes, yeah, it was all money.
And yes, it's money, political, all that stuff. Because let's be real, politicians are 1,000% in it for money too. And I don't care who you are. If you deny that, you don't know shit. But there was no other fact-based shit. So like my dad's blood pressure that he's been fighting for fucking 25 years, and then it fucking spiked to a point to like there was not enough fucking research done. So like I get it. Any vaccine that you get there's gonna be risk factors. Okay, yes. But what's the average FDA approval time or whatever?
It's long.
Yeah, it's fucking long as shit. And they're like within a fucking year, they're like, yep, we're going to do emergency fucking FDA approval. And it's like, you're literally putting people's lives in danger at this point. And it's not, I'm going to take out the entire fucking defense. But what you can do is create health issues for a portion of those people that are perfectly fucking healthy. And that was my issue.
To where you could still be alive, but you got problems.
Yes.
So pumping money back into the medical fucking pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, I understand that part.
I can play the devil's advocate on that one with the whole FDA approval thing. And it's because this is not the first time this has happened. This happened in, I think it was 98?
Anthrax.
Yes. Well, anthrax and what was this? The smallpox.
Well, that's been around a while.
You knew what I was going for. But both of those were very similar things. And anthrax especially, that one was an emergency FDA mandate. And tons of people got kicked out because they refused to get it. And it was the exact same situation. Like, people refused to get it, they got kicked out, and then it turned out to be, hey, okay, it's, it's whatever, it's fine, like, it's not the best, it's not the worst.
But it finally got full FDA approval, and now it is only mandatory if you deploy to a country where there could be a threat of it. Same thing with fucking
anthrax is everybody.
No, it's not. It's if you get deployed to a country where it could be a threat.
I thought I got anthrax at boot camp.
So
it's a 6-round. Well, it's 4-round.
Yeah,
6.
It really depends on who your commander is too. Like,
yeah,
I've never received anthrax vaccinations, but I have deployed to places where they have said you have to take an anthrax vaccination, and I went to my CO and said I will not. And I said I'm standing by to for whatever consequence coming my way, but I will not do it because I know 2 people that got fucked up horribly from it, and I'm not willing to do it. I'll take whatever other fucking shot you want. Never seen any problem with it, but that one I said no, and I'm still here. So
talking about meds, I'm less scared of any of the shots they want to give me, and more scared of, and y'all are gonna think of one thing, but it's not this. I am more scared of a round little blue pill called Doxy.
Doxycycline.
Doxycycline.
Cycline, yeah.
Comes in other colors too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does come. The generic form is a couple other colors. But.
Yeah, well, I had the blue ones, and they gave us a bag that was like 2 of those a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, for like 2 weeks before we deployed, and then like 2 weeks for the first 2 weeks we were deployed. And that shit, I'm talking across the board, there was not a single person that did not have adverse effects. None of us got sick with like normal stuff, but we were all dying.
I stopped taking mine because I couldn't stop burning. Everything was internally, externally, just burning all the time.
And the dreams.
Yeah, and there was people whose literal fingernails turned black and started falling off. Yep. What the fuck is that?
Like, you're not going to get sick. It's killing everything.
Yeah, yeah, it's killing all the good shit. Yeah. That was fucking crazy too.
It kills everything.
Yeah,
you inside a little bit.
It's body bleach. Let's be honest,
dude. You might as well just take the pill and just shove it right up your butthole. Like,
Facts.
I don't know what else to say. I saw
liquefy
people
it, take it as an enema.
Most everyone was feeling what I was feeling. It was the skin was on fire constantly, and then also like internally just felt hot and burning all the time. Yeah. Some people had worse effects. Their teeth became weak. They chip in their teeth, and their fingernails fucking got black and started coming off. Like, what the fuck, bro?
It literally killed like good bacteria in your body.
It killed everything.
Also, it just.
I think if you take a round of it to kill something off in your body that shouldn't be there, maybe it's okay. But taking it over a long period of time is probably not.
I'm surprised we don't try it out as like a cancer cure. Because I'm going to be honest, I think it might work.
Yeah, if it doesn't kill you first, like.
I mean, you know.
Jesus, that was crazy.
It's a race. What's gonna kill me first? The cancer?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like it can't be any worse than chemotherapy. I mean, you know.
And then
I might be able to keep my hair.
And then they're right? If you go to like areas in the Pacific, they're like, listen, if you don't take this medicine and you get malaria, it's like malaria medicine too. That's the same.
Yeah, pills. Yep.
If you don't take malaria, you're gonna get Article 15. You're like, what the fuck, bro? Okay, I guess I'll take it. Fuck.
See, I'm glad now that like with the malaria shit, I'm glad it's pill form because I'm just shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you get if you get malaria, that it actually is as bad as what they say because
but still.
Or yellow fever, like from mosquitoes.
Dengue fever, yellow fever, malaria, they're all fucking terrible.
But here's the deal: when it comes to shit like that or whatever, too, like you got to put yourself in situations too. Like I gotta eat bugs. They also have other.
You're cutting out, bro.
You're cutting out.
You can, you have other things to prevent, like a fucking bug bite or like all these other things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Rather than taking a fucking pill that's trying to build up a fucking immunity to fucking warn it off that, oh, by the way, like this is why, the Department of Veteran Affairs is fucking paying out so much money for fucking Agent Orange, and shit like that. Like,
the rainbow fucking shit that happened in Vietnam, blue, orange, fucking whatever colors they had. That was like fucking. That was
also back when they were still using like mass spread napalms too. Like, that generation was breathing in way too much stuff.
Oh, dude, my grandfather was subjected to Agent Orange, and is affecting him still to this day. He's 80. Dude, he doesn't have any teeth anymore, man. His health is fucked up, and like they initially thought, hey, we got this pesticide, or this, I'm sorry, not a pesticide, but it's a chemical that will kill vegetation. So the enemy can't hide in the vegetation. We're gonna go and just spread it over the whole country and kill all the vegetation. And now all of them are walking through it, going through it, breathing it in, and little do they know it's like it's horribly hazardous to their health.
Well, you say little do they know
suffering. Well,
but like
little do the
you
troops
created
know.
Something. You created something that was meant to kill living things.
Yeah, kill plants. Yeah,
and then living, just in general, anything that's alive, living organisms. And then you're subjecting other living organisms to it, and you're like, but we're not plants, right? So it's not going to do anything. Like,
it's like Roundup, right? I mean,
drink a bottle of Roundup. Yeah, they don't do that, but
don't breathe it in, okay? It's fucking bad for you.
Now they have the fucking warning labels. You know, I've gotten to know the fucking, all that shit very well. Especially because like washing planes and shit. Like I'm looking like, okay, what does this fucking contain? Like, in the products that I decided to use or whatever, they don't 100% list the ingredients. But I called him and I said, look, man, I said you're either gonna fucking tell me or I'm not gonna fucking buy it.
Just get their safety label, data sheet.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like, so they just have the emblem of the safety data sheet.
Mm-hmm. You can look it up.
And it's like, okay, and it's like, okay, I can look it up. But I was like, no. I want to know ratios too.
Like how much is in here?
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, the way that the fucking, our OSHA and all that shit is around here, and the EPA, okay, like we know what their parameters are, but okay, and they say this is safe, to ingest to a human body.
Safe.
Okay. But okay, all these other companies are like, hey, they put a precautionary legally, use gloves, wear fucking respirators, all this other stuff. Okay, tell me what's in there. And because I'm not always going to wear a fucking respirator whenever it's 120 degrees outside. I'm sorry. You know, but it's like, if I do this for the next 10 years, this is going to fucking kill me. You know, and all I got to do is look at, okay, what's the ratio that the EPA says is good to go? You know, and the FDA and all these other government agencies that tell me, like, that have done the scientific backing, which I somewhat trust. You know, and then it's like, okay, what is their ratio and what's the percentage? And we're like, all right, cool. Well, then I can look at it, and that's why I went with this company that I did. This
is gonna fuck you up a little bit. Okay, so most people use a combination, or not a combination, I would say, over a period of time, use many different things, many different chemicals, many different things. Now, when you're reading those labels, as safety data sheets, also known as an SDS,
yes, yeah,
they say here is the threshold that is safe for humans, but they are not considering that you are using fucking 10 other chemicals that also can attack the same areas in your body, whether it's nervous system, endocrine system, whatever system in the body. And most people aren't realizing that they are using, oh, I'm using this chemical, and I'm using bleach, and I'm using fucking weed killer, I'm using ammonia, I'm using aircraft soap, I'm using hydraulic fluid, fuel, all these other things. They're not adding that shit up. Okay? They're thinking, it's I'm good because this product says I'm good at this level, it's under. Well, they're using 5 to 10 other things that are attacking the same shit.
I'll go one step farther. We're constantly coming out with new chemicals, new things that we're using for different things, right? And the biggest problem that I see is that even when it comes to the FDA and doctors, you know, the World Health Organization, they come out with something and they'll say, oh yeah, this is safe. Look at asbestos, right? Asbestos was perfectly fine to use for the longest time. They were like, it's not going to hurt anybody. Like, no. Lead paint, it's not going to hurt anybody. Like, no, not at all, right? And then 20 years from now, oh, that's a problem. It's probably going to kill all of you about 15, 20 years early.
Yeah. What is this mesothelioma thing called? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, mesothelioma. If you were a loved one.
Yeah. Here's some money for your life. You're fucking crazy, dude. That you're absolutely right, man. And I don't think a lot of people understand too is all the shit they're using and the levels at which it's safe are being compounded by the fact that they're using multiple things that are also affecting the same parts of your body.
Well, like, so when I was working, before I joined the military, I was working at a pool and I had to go to a ton of different chemical classes. Yes. I had to, because we actually did direct input into our pool. It wasn't one of those automated systems that pre-mixed and then put everything. We actually had the physical like chemicals and we put that in there, like liquid chlorine, like, and all of the other stuff. And we had stuff to shock the pool too, which is basically kill everything living in the pool. And it does so within like 1 hour, and then you have to close it for like 24 hours or you're in health risk. But like learning about all of those chemicals, you realize very quickly that things that we use in a day-to-day environment, there is no safe amount for your body. Like you go swimming in a pool, here you go. I don't know for anybody listening, here's a fun fact. If you walk into a pool and you get that lovely chlorine smell and you're like, oh, I love this. No. Anybody know what that actually means?
Smells clean.
Yeah, it smells clean. You know why it smells clean? Because there's a ton of ammonia in that pool. Yep. Because chlorine doesn't have a smell until it mixes with ammonia, and then it produces that lovely chlorine smell that everybody just
that after a while is burning your eyes, burning your nose, fucking hurting your lungs. Like, it fucking sucks.
I actually remember one day we had a urinal that was backed up, and one of the new guys was supposed to clean it. And he was like, oh, well, I'm going to clean it, right? Bleach is a cleaning agent. He just went in there and to a backed up urinal, just poured straight bleach just in it and tried to like clean it with a toilet brush and mixed it up. Whoopsie. Yeah, he came out of the bathroom and like damn near passed out. And I was like, well, what happened? And he's like, well, I was just trying to clean it. dude, we had to evacuate everything. That thing, you had like physical vapors coming out of that thing, and it's like, it's not okay.
Yeah, a lot of people mix chemicals in mop buckets and shit like that, and they don't realize they're creating something called mustard gas.
Yeah.
That could kill you, like pouring bleach and water and like ammonia and other shit in your mop bucket. You should not do it.
Yeah.
It's horrible for you. It could kill you.
Well, tablets and one liquid, we have historical examples of how deadly that can be.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't. And nowadays, with them coming out with more and more stuff, and everybody's just trying to make a buck, so they hide it as best as they can, in whatever ways they can. But it's like, if you use certain things together, you're still just gonna create all of that other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
so you're doing that, and back to my point, you're doing that, but you're also using this chemical. You're using this.
And,
you're doing this. You're putting this on your skin, on your body. You're exposed to, farmlands and pesticides and all these other things. Like, all that shit adds up. It ain't just like, oh, I'm only exposed to 90 nanograms of this. I'm safe up to, 3,000. Well, no.
But for me, it's that fact of, like, just knowing how much extra is in it, just knowing all the other chemical shit too. Like, that's really what it is for me. It's just, okay, like, I'm not putting myself at harm to feed my family.
So,
Like, over time, yes, I'm probably harmful, but like, am I going to cause something that is like detrimental to my health? Because if I live to if I see past fucking 70, I'm okay. But am I going to die before that?
Here's what I'll say to you, Tuna, because I know you're washing airplanes and stuff. Wear rubber gloves and wear goggles. Wear splash-proof goggles. That's the only thing you need to do, really.
Yeah, I mean,
you're
I wear
fine
long
other
sleeves.
than that.
I do the gloves or whatever, and
keep it out of your eyes.
Splash.
Keep it out of your mouth.
I don't do splash-proof. I just keep mine on or whatever.
Well, you'll know if you get in your eye, it fucking burns.
Yeah, I'm careful about it. But then I also like actually do like clean my glasses, and then whenever I like wash my clothes, Ashley, like, if I just washed airplanes, like, hey, guess what? That's going separate by itself.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. That's
like going to the gun range.
Gun range. Anybody in the military, you should wash your clothes, your stuff separate, man, from anybody else in the house.
100%.
Yeah, so I didn't believe all that.
Yep.
I didn't believe that all that. I knew that like GSR and everything else. I knew it gets all over you, right? But when it comes to guns, I was going through the airport after literally just coming from a gun range, and I didn't believe that some airports had like GSR.
Yes.
Sensors.
They fucking wipe you with a little thing, right, and then stick it in the machine.
Yeah, until I'm just going through. And I get pulled aside out of nowhere, and I'm like, what's going on? And obviously, I'm military. I was infantry back then. So, it was super easy to just, like, yes, of course I have GSR all over me. Like, that makes sense. But it definitely made me realize that, like, just because you can't see it, it's still there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man.
Skep, I want to make a funny real quick, just because I can.
Go for it.
Off topic, but we'll get back to
talking to the mic though, so we can hear you.
How do you know that a Marine has entered the chat?
How do we know?
Yeah.
Oh. He'll tell you.
I mean, let me know.
Fucking username will tell you. Kane.
I know it says USMC.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Anytime there's a Marine, they usually say it's a USMC on something.
How do you know if a Marine's using your computer terminal?
The password? I don't know.
No, there's whiteout on the screen.
Okay.
I thought that was the Army. I thought there'd be color.
That's all other branches like except the Navy. Yeah. Yeah,
there's
Marines,
so many of those
Marines
jokes.
And ordnancemen all eat crayons, and they're all red.
Oh, blue. Blue is my favorite. You bring me a blue crayon, I'll eat that right now. Okay, I got you.
The flavor's better, yeah.
Do I need to go find a blue fucking crayon real quick? Because
if you have a blue crayon, I'll eat it. Don't tempt me. I've done it before.
Oh God. Oh.
Sorry, I just had to say that, and because I know he's been talking about Kane.
Please tell me you have a blue crayon.
A couple times. I'd have to go look at my daughter.
Green is your favorite?
I think
my God.
I think we only have colored pencils.
I'm not a fan.
Podcast.
Not a fan of pencils. I'm sorry. It's just not my thing.
Should have stopped by the BX today and got some
crayons.
I should have.
It's a texture thing, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's just the wood. It's just, I don't know, ruins it. I prefer the paper and the wax. It's just.
Yeah. Oh, you leave the paper on? Oh, wow.
Oh, of course. No, the paper's extra seasoning, especially if it's been used a lot. It gets all that, gets all that extra in there. Oh, yeah.
The epithelials and everything.
Oily,
yeah.
That holds all the flavor. It's
all
like
the
fat.
seasoning.
It's like the fat on steak, it's the extra flavor.
The best part.
Yeah.
Or it's like the rind on like most, fruits like lemons and stuff like that. It's got all of the actual good stuff in it,
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Sorry,
That's how you get your fiber.
I didn't mean to bring this off, but I thought it was funny because I know exactly who it was when they came in.
Oh, yeah, fiber, yeah. Fiber and flavor. Yeah, those two things. You need that.
Yeah, it's actually fucking crazy. Like, I know we've talked about it a couple times on the podcast, like, how like the gaming community just in general like brings people together, because literally him being here tonight transpired on Friday morning.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, literally. Cam texted me Friday. I wasn't even fucking conscious when she texted me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yo, Rose is passing through. He's driving, and Cam knows where my house is because she's passed by, and I had to tell her, I'm like, hey, I literally live a mile off of in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Like literally you can stop by, pit stop, whatever. And then she was like, yeah, Rose didn't even know. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll call him on the way to work. And then I was like, hey, bro, like, let's go out. Let's do something. And crash on the fucking couch or whatever. He's couch surfing for the next couple of days. But yeah, so it literally transpired on Friday, and this goes to like, so everybody knows Skep and I have met, and then you and AG have met.
I met Cam. Yep.
Yeah, and Cam. Yeah, I've met Cam. Well, actually, all of us have. Yep, all of us have. But yeah, so like, it brings everybody together, but it's one of those things like, I never met fucking Rose in my life.
No.
Like, physically,
I haven't even talked to you in at least probably, 2.5 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years. That was back whenever I was on fucking mids.
Yeah.
Whenever you would come back into the stream. And so, like, but it all transpired on Friday. And then we go out all fucking night last night. And then I was like, hey, bro, podcast. And I was actually about to text you, Skep. And then he was like, Skep has been talking about getting me on the podcast. I was like, oh, fuck it.
Because you talked to me about it like a year whatever ago, and you had said something to me, and
right
I don't
around
remember when, but
yeah, it was right around when we started doing it. We've been doing it a year now.
Yeah.
So,
but and then whenever he's like, Rose is like, Skep has already talked to me. Oh, fuck it. And that's whenever I sent you the picture, and I was like, I found our guest.
Yeah, we gamed a little bit. Wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, we played. Well, you've talked to me. You came in a stream not too long ago, I think.
Yeah, I
but
did that.
But it's been a while since we've gamed.
It's been like a year.
And I've popped in some of yours. Yeah,
I think.
Shit, I haven't gamed.
Yeah, I think it's been like.
I quit COD altogether. The only way I'd get back into COD is if we actually got some quads and wanted to just throw it around.
It's been driving me fucking bonkers. It's been playing other games, but I just want to come back around to what you were saying, Tuna. Is like what you're basically telling everyone, and kind of is that there's, I don't know, it may not be just exclusive to the military, maybe exclusive to just a certain mindset. Is for military people, you can meet someone, see someone, become friends, not speak or see them for years, and then you see them again or you talk to them again. But it's almost like there's never been a beat missed.
Yeah,
it's almost
there's
like
been no time lost.
You just pick it right back up, and there it is, and it's just there. And nobody.
I showed up and there was not even introductions, really. It was like, oh, what's up, bro? Like,
exactly, dude. That's what I'm talking about. It's just we all know that you don't discount a friendship just because of time or distance.
Yeah, well, and that was like
or communication.
Like with you, Skep,
it's just there, man.
You know, yeah, like whenever you came to Japan,
yeah,
or whatever, it was one of those things. Like it all kind of started out like kind of we were in each other's stream. We never really played before. Whenever that was happening, and then it was like, hey, I'm coming to Japan, and I'm like, okay, I'm in Japan. Where are you going?
Yeah,
and he's like, you probably never heard of it, and then you spit out fucking Masawa, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm here.
Yeah,
and then COVID happened. This motherfucker lands and
straight to quarantine.
Straight to quarantine. But he's like, I need a fucking bottle of bourbon. So what do I go get? I go get a fucking bottle of bourbon and I fucking drop it off to his ass.
Yep.
First time I met him was out in
the smoke pit, and he's like, "Here's a bottle of fucking scotch that you wanted."
Facts. And I'm like, "You're shorter than what I realized. I thought you were taller."
I thought the same thing about you, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought that about you too.
No, Rose, I thought you were gonna be taller, but you're not.
I can tell that Rose is taller. I know he's gonna be taller. Yeah.
What are you, like 5'10"?
Yeah, I'm 5'10".
Yeah. So. Yeah, but I was thinking like 6 foot above a little bit realm or whatever.
You kind of have a 6 foot like aura about you a little bit.
It's because my arms are so long.
That's probably what
it does. Have long as tip to tip. My arms are like 6'4" and a half.
So that dude does. So you are knuckles dragging then, like a marine or
my arms. My hands come down to my kneecaps. I can touch my kneecaps standing straight up.
Wait.
No, like really? The other night.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Last night we were playing fucking pool, and he goes to lean over to make a fucking shot, and his fucking like fingernails are like dragging the fucking ground, and I'm like, that's sanitary.
I can that is the only advantage I really have in pool is I can actually reach halfway across a pool table and still be comfy.
But his stance because his
hold on, I gotta test this. Hold on.
It's the most fucked up shit.
I got
stand up.
I got at least like 8 more inches to go to touch my knees.
Look at that.
Wow, dude.
That's the kneecap. And I'm standing straight up. Like, I'm not bending over at all.
Wow, you do have long arms.
So, like, all right. So, like playing pool, a lot of people, like, they bend over and, like, they're, like, kind of, like, eye level with the shot. This motherfucker stands up because his arms are too fucking long.
I mean, that's kind of an advantage, bro. You got a good reach.
A little bit.
But dude, I saw it and I was like, this dude is not going to be fucking good at pool. And then I realized why it was. It's because his fucking goddamn arms are so.
We're not
he
boxing.
wrapped around me fucking twice. No, literally, he hugged me and it was like fucking like
he
wrapped around me twice, and I'm like, oh shit, I got an octopus around me. Shit.
Like,
I feel embraced.
So to put it into perspective, the one thing that I've always realized, right? I love swimming. I'm a swimmer. That's what one of my tattoos is based off of. Like, I did a lot of swimming shit in the Marine Corps, but I have always loved swimming, and I've been good at it because I have really long arms. Michael Phelps, okay, best swimmer in the world, arguably, has really long arms as well. He's like 6'3". He has like, I think like 6'7" tip to tip for his wingspan. So a little bit longer, but not a lot. If I was as tall as Michael Phelps and my wingspan stayed proportional, if I was his height, I would have like a 7'2" wingspan.
Yeah.
Like my arm proportion to body is wild. Like, you want a slap box? I'm golden.
Nah, I'm not boxing you, bro. No.
No. Hey, the theory of evolution is like at least 200 years behind when it comes to that bloodline.
At least in the arms. Yeah.
Like, it really is.
Hey, you know what? When all of the food that we can eat is high up, and it's in the trees, and you need me to get you a banana, I'm going to remember that.
Bitch, give me a banana. Okay.
But no, like, hell yeah, with my 36-inch fucking cabinets, bro. Ashley's gonna be like, hey, I can't reach it. And you'll be like, oh, I got it.
Bro, I can reach on top of your cabinets.
He's like, it's dusty up here.
Yo, let me walk in there and reach on top of one of those cabinets right now. I bet you.
Hey,
You
man,
don't even have to
get him to
reach. Look at all
dust
the
your top.
cobwebs.
Yeah, get him to dust the top of your cabinets while he's there and shit.
No, dude, no. I was like, all right. Well, because he was doing the podcast, I was like, hey, remind me. I need to go make sure that Ashley's computer actually works.
Oh my god!
So then I was like, "Hey, bro, let's go. I'm gonna go show you where you're gonna be tonight, or whatever." And then like, I fucking walk into the cube, and I'm just getting hit with fucking like cobwebs.
This thing looks like the cave in Lord of the Rings with the freaking spider. Like when we walk into this thing, we're like climbing through this shit. Like, let me go get the machete.
Yeah,
she hasn't been there in so long that she hasn't been there so long.
If I thought the camera would pick it up, I would show you the ring light. Because it is definitely, the ring light is very Addams Family decorated.
So it's got a spider web in the middle of it.
Oh, and so for all of you new people around here that don't know, okay, I have converted my garage. We are literally in my garage right now.
It's hot as balls in here.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a lot hotter back there. That's why my cube's up here. You're welcome.
Yeah, I know, and you have a fan, don't you?
No, I don't.
Is that why you're all shiny and glistening?
Yeah, I mean, I'm even shiny and glistening.
I'm 100%. Sweating.
God.
Well, and I left the computer running all day too, so there's
extra heat.
Yeah, but yeah, so like we're in the garage, so like, and it's not 100% sealed off. Like we didn't replace the garage door or anything like that.
Sure.
So like there are critters and shit that get in here. So like, yes, it is 100% more dusty, but the thing about it is Ashley doesn't go in her. It doesn't get cleaned. Now, granted, yes, mine has not been cleaned, and that's for the fact that I spend one time a week out here, and I fuck because I don't see it. But it's just like, yeah, I walked in there and I was like, that's dusty as fuck.
I mean, garages are usually where all the fucking critters and spiders and all the other shit. There's cobwebs. Like they're just that way, man. They're just that way. Mine's that way. I have an insulated garage, but you're not blocking all that shit out, man. It ain't happening.
Well, I mean, we have AC in here. Yeah, we got AC in here. I mean, you're not going to feel it because of the fucking walls, but like I said, it's not fully, that wall that's right behind you is not insulated. It's a firewall.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one, no.
I don't have AC in mine, but yeah.
Your AC in here reminds me of like whenever I'm in a barracks and they're like, no, the AC works. The AC works. Yeah, definitely. Trust us. The AC works, guys. It's 122 in here. The AC works. That's just what it's set to.
But go outside and then step in here and tell me the difference. And
no, I'm good. You know what? You're right. I'm good.
They have it locked out to 85. You can't go below 85. I'm like, motherfucker.
So the contractors, they only put a fucking 6-inch vent for a 2-car garage.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yes.
One?
Yeah. Like I would have put, and it's only one.
I don't have any, so.
I would have put 2 8-inch, one on either side of the garage.
I would put
or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess the reason you wouldn't is because of how much heat loss or cooling loss you're going to get from a garage. So you don't want to put a ton of energy toward trying to cool it because most people aren't going to have this set up in a garage.
Well, but we keep this door closed so it does not affect the thermostat. So all it does it does not affect at all.
There's not a thermostat.
It's just keeping the house.
Nope.
No. You have to have zones for that shit.
Yep.
You have to have valves and zones and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley's office doesn't even have thermostat shit. It just goes off of what's going on in the house.
My old house, the one I had before this one, had zones. Upstairs and downstairs, just 2 zones. And then there was valves in the system that would that
would close and open.
If it was warmer upstairs, it would close the downstairs valve and put AC on upstairs to keep the temperature in the house the same, whether you're bottom floor or top floor. It was fucking badass, dude. It was badass.
Well, yeah, that's a good thing. So, like our house in San Antonio, we didn't have zones, but I mean, all of our bedrooms were upstairs, and it's naturally hotter upstairs.
Yeah.
Heat rises, and our bedroom, thankfully, our bedroom was not a fucking east-west bedroom. Otherwise, I'd have probably, my electric bill would have been astronomical. But yeah, but it was still you just walking upstairs, you're
10 degrees hotter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk up and you could feel it as you walk up the stairs. You're like, oh, it's getting hotter.
Yep.
Yeah. That's how
why am I walking up and going into shouldn't that be down?
That was like my old house before we put the zones dual zoned AC shit in there, it was like you could feel it walking up the stairs how much hotter it was.
Yep.
It's fucking insane, man.
I mean, it's still like, I mean, back when I was like we were gaming, like, yeah, it was still fucking hot out here during summer.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was it, a real feel today?
106.
Yeah, 106 today.
Really?
Yeah. And my garage is west facing.
Jesus.
So like that heat just radiates on that fucking garage.
You got those little like foam panels that go in the garage door? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
so what we're about to do for some of the critters and shit, we're gonna actually fucking foam insulate around the fucking garage door, just so I like when we go to sell, I can just break all that shit off. But
wait, is your garage drywalled, or is it just studs?
No, it's drywall.
Okay,
it's drywall. Dude, you're literally knocking on the fire.
There should be insulation in there already.
Not on that fucking outside wall.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And he is like right behind him is the outside wall.
Oh, you're just feeling that fucking heat radiating off of that shit right now.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's a north facing wall. The heat is coming because he's closest to the garage.
Yeah, it's
like
right
I'm
there.
at the very front of the garage at the house. Because like when we used to game out here, what I would do is I'd open the fucking garage door, so I'd feel some air coming through. But we set it up because I did a lot more gaming.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So that's what. Yeah, I mean, you heard her complaining last summer.
Yeah.
We're doing the podcast. Like, it's fucking hot. Like, I know how he feels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not comfortable.
Like you've seen been in hotter. It's okay.
I mean,
you've seen his sleeves creep up. Like, eventually his shirt's gonna be off.
Hey, well, I mean, Kick's not that friendly.
Oh, it is.
It is.
No, okay, well then maybe it will.
You better just do whatever here.
That's why we're on Kick. It's just YouTube and Spotify that.
Then you know what? Maybe it will. We'll see how we'll see how soaked it gets.
We're on the freedom of speech.
Like flip it around.
Oh yeah. We're gonna do that. Hold up.
You do the bikini.
Do the tie up.
There you go. Now you got some airflow.
Yes. Let's cover the nips.
Just gotta keep the nips covered.
You gotta wear pasties, bro.
Let's hit him with that again.
The content provided, facts. Hit him with it.
Jay's got other disclaimers he likes to put in there too.
Oh yeah, Jay, hit us with
random ones. He's got some other shits too. But
I don't know if he's still here.
I'm gonna go put a couple splashes in here really quick.
I'm gonna go pee. I've got to piss like a fucking racehorse.
I'll be right back.
Here, bring me that thing. I'll keep the peoples entertained.
I will bring in the Vaposki.
The Vaposi, and you can take you another thing. I'll keep the people entertained.
Wait, no, this is gonna be the better one.
Oh my god! No! I wasn't ready. I thought you might have had a tattoo that you were gonna show me. So no, I looked straight into it. Oh my eyes! This motherfucker has the hair of a goddamn brown bear on his ass. No. Oh, Jay, you're driving toward Oregon at 3 a.m.? I'm driving to Atlanta tomorrow. Oh, yeah. How is everybody doing? On the bright side, I used to... Yeah, I know. I saw more than I wanted to. Way more than I wanted to. What were you going to bring up, Kane? The level balls. Oh, God. So, I am not actually logged in on Kick. Oh, yeah. No, we can definitely, now that I'm closer, 100% Kane. That's also if Skep and Bumble want me on this one more, I'll definitely
Motherfucker got 2 vapes.
They're both dead. I'll definitely be hopping on this one and anytime they want me. All you got to do is tell me.
Oh, is he talking about it? His or ours?
Yeah, his. So he has been talking to me about one that he does with a bunch of people for like years.
Shit.
What?
Okay, I think it's your turn to get up. I meant to go get
What do you need?
that right there.
Mike, my guy. What do you need? You need another one? Okay, I got you.
You're muted, Skip.
I forgot he had his shirt tucked up, dude.
Oh, you should have seen what I did.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait till he gets back. There's a story that's about to happen. Read Wog's comment.
Not the chocolate. Not the chocolate starfish. Okay. Nobody's asshole was shown when I was gone, right? Like, we didn't see any buttholes on the screen, did we?
Not on stream.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, dude, I got him so good.
Kane, this is what we do. We just sit here and shoot the shit for however long we feel like it. It's usually around an hour, hour and a half, but we just do whatever. It's just fun.
This man comes over and he raises up.
So hold on. I said you never know what's going to happen on this podcast, and then I had to go pee, and he's like, "Bring me the vape," and I was like, "Oh yeah," and then there you go.
And then he comes over, right? Because he's right there. He comes over right here, and he gives me the Vapaski, and then he raises up and shows a titty. You know, okay, a little bit of titty action, right?
Secret
and
titty.
then he's like, "Wait, I got one better." And see, here's the thing: is he has a tattoo all through here. So I was thinking maybe there's another tattoo. So he turns around, and I'm like thinking I'm going to see a tattoo. So I'm looking, and when I say like 2 feet away, he straight drops trowel, bent over. They are spread. I get full view, and I can see the dangly bits. And this motherfucker, I swear to God, he put shame to a brown bear's hairy ass.
Oh my God!
Put shame to that. This motherfucker, I swear to God, I don't think I've ever seen that hairy of an ass. Like, this man doesn't need a cushion in a chair. He's got a built-in one.
So wait, Skip, are we still?
You could braid that shit.
Wait. Oh, so you got the goat, huh? You got the whole
I
goat.
got the whole. I'm counting freckles. What are you talking about? I couldn't see the skin. No, like.
All right. So Jay brought it up. I was gonna bring it up too. Are we still on like a consecutive basis of how my balls get brought up on podcast?
Pretty close, man. We may have missed a couple, but
because Rose just brought it up. I didn't do it. He brought it up.
Okay. But no. If we're going on that topic, yours one. I mean, I'm sorry. I can tell you have low T. They're a little tiny. It's okay.
I will go show you real quick because mine are even. Skip made a TikTok about it.
They clack together like a clacky.
I literally have a name in a Discord that is my name in the Discord is called 2 Scoops 3 Flavors. And it's because when I was younger, I burnt my balls. So like half of them are burnt, half of them are normal, and in the middle it kind of makes a combination color.
So you got like a
so
Neapolitan.
It's like Neapolitan. Exactly. So my Discord picture in that is actually the Neapolitan ice cream scoop. It's chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla.
I'm going to point you direction to the shared screen.
Okay. I'm going to pop this up. Hold up.
Let me. I can click watch. Yeah.
Are we ready?
This is on our TikTok channel, Hold Fast Outlast TikTok. So go follow it if you don't. That's true. And nuts, one always hangs lower than the other. You know, it's weird.
I don't know. After my hernia, mine are pretty even.
And they're just like banging against each other because there's no room to slip by.
Classic rebel.
I had my hernia on the tight side.
Bro, you just blew my mind. You literally, did not realize that.
Joe Biden
That's
right
the
there.
reason why one ball is lower than the other. It's so they don't get squished and depend each other on your leg.
It's true. And nuts, one always hangs lower than the other. You know, it's weird. That was a good one. That was a good
So
one.
that became a thing on the podcast that we talked about my ball sack.
Yes. Well, it's been that way for a bit since episode 1. But yeah, they get brought up. We're on 52 now. I think they've been probably brought up about 49 times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Including this one, so 50, let's say.
Well, and then but then they talk about my balls when I'm not even on the fucking podcast.
This is true. There's 3 ways to effectively scratch your nuts.
Tension roll, most effective though.
We have to go. There's 3 ways to effectively scratch your nuts.
Tension roll, most effective though.
We have to go. This is men's health stuff, and we're all about supporting men's health here. So
I was saying there was the only way to scratch your balls was the pinch and roll.
we'll demonstrate. This is the pinch and roll.
Yes.
Now on the sides, the effective way to scratch is this way.
Yes.
Cup and scratch. Demonstration complete.
Wait,
These are tunas. They're even. There's 3 ways to effectively. Yeah.
I'm not even on the fucking podcast that night, and that was planned, 100% planned for him to have the lemons and that was 100% planned.
I brought the bag of lemons downstairs because we talked about it ahead of time. I'm like, bro, we need to discuss it. We were having an argument of what was better, the pinch and roll or the fucking side scratch. Side scratch.
The
side scratch will roll your eyes in the back of your head, but you know, I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So can the pinch and roll. If you're in the shower and you got that pinch and roll like right there at the top, and you're just getting it. Ooh.
It's kind of like a Q-tip, you know. You're like,
So, the greatest part is when your significant other does the sides.
It must be nice. It must be nice.
Let me practice this for you. That's like the stranger, bro. Like you're not doing, but you know it's happening.
And
sounds amazing.
But like that's one of those words that, like, I mean, it's instant. Like
you learn something.
Must be nice.
You learn something. It's good.
Bro, Rose last night was like, and then so I'm fucking with Rose last night. We're at the pool hall or whatever, and y'all know me and Ashley. We fucking fire back all the fucking time, so we're fired back and forth. And then he's over here like doing that same face that he was just doing, and I was like, "Wait till you see the fucking lights." And he's like, "What lights?" And I just start going like this.
And I knew.
Yeah, he knew. And Ashley was like, "We don't have no lights." I'm like, "Shut up." But he knew, and then it evolved. He goes, "I'm gonna start going to the fucking rhythm," and I'm like, "Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme." It's bobsled time.
Oh no!
And then so we get home last night, and I start fucking clapping, and this motherfucker pulls up the fucking the Jamaican bobsled thing.
Cool runnings, man.
Cool runnings.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get ready, gents. It's bobsled time.
Oh my god, it's been so much fun.
Wow,
It has been a good time.
You got to use your non-dominant hand, but after you've made it go numb.
Yeah, you got to sit on it first.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
No,
the rules.
a side effect of even balls is like your balls actually falls.
They fall asleep.
Well, hold up. I've never had that experience.
100%.
I've had like legs fall, just so pins and needles, but
Like I always sit on the same one. If I sit on one, it's usually the same one, the one that hangs lower. But
No, like certain positions that I sit in, they're even. Like hence why we blew Rebel's fucking mind, and he's old Sleepy Joe over here. Like that was. By the way. You need to repost that after the debate. I need a new edit on that one.
My man's has to stand up. He's done.
He's acting like Sleepy Joe. But yeah,
He's gone.
did he?
Yeah, a little
lag
bit.
for you?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
jumping.
So it's on. Well, it's on our end then.
Yeah.
It's my camera.
But yeah, no, like legit, like I've. This is terrible. Like we're at a fucking dude. We were at a business meeting last week, and I'm sitting on this fucking stool at this business, and then like I had to get up, and I was like, "This is not," because my fucking nuts. And yes, you do get the pins enabled.
Yeah, use
Yes.
the mic.
Can you pull it closer to you?
God, this is my first podcast, and
keeps
I'm
cutting
doing better
out.
with the mic than you. What is this? Like, you know.
It's his gate is set really high
Yeah,
to block out background noise so it doesn't catch him.
Hold on,
sometimes.
shut up. I got it.
All right, sorry, my bad.
All right, I reset my gate. Fuck off. I like to lean back and relax. But yeah, no. So like, we're at this fucking business meeting, and my nutsack fucking falls asleep, and I had to get up, and I'm like, this is not okay. And then like, Ashley's looking at me because like I'm like trying to be in this meeting, and she's like looking at me, and I'm like, no, no, this is not good.
She knew your balls were asleep.
No, she didn't. I still.
She didn't look at you and go, "Are your balls asleep again?"
No, but she thinks it's fucking crazy too, and I'm like, I think it's fucking crazy. Like every dude I've ever talked to, they're like that. I don't know how this happens, and I'm like, I don't either. Like,
How does one wake up one's ball sack?
You just walk.
Right.
You just like do this.
The
like,
side scratch, and the pinch and roll normally work.
wait.
Yeah.
For it to like wake up.
Or just you organically let it wait when you're, in a business meeting where you're trying to make money. And then you have to push past the pins and needles side of it. So yes, it's not fun.
Wait, you get
Like,
pins and needles too?
Oh yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
That sounds terrible, bro. In
Like
the ball
I'm
sack?
I'm gonna try and claim that for. I'm gonna try and claim that on VA disability. Okay.
That shit
I can't
sucks
even
in the
imagine
arm.
that.
Or the
leg or the
Oh.
foot. Like the foot, and you like take a step.
Oh God.
Like I couldn't
bro.
imagine in the balls.
No, you just stay still until it goes away.
But
You just stay still.
You still get it though. You still get pins
Yes.
and needles.
Yeah, but
it sucks
yeah, but,
even in
okay,
the oh God.
okay, but when
I'm
you
sorry,
say when
bro.
your arm or your leg or your foot, like when all that shit falls asleep, you're like, just walk it out. No, fuck no, I'm not walking it out. I'm gonna sit right the fuck here for however long it takes.
I couldn't imagine that.
I
don't
do need a
want to.
donut for my balls.
One of those little cushions
they
that
call
people
those cock rings.
for hernias. You just a little donut. Or not hernias, but hemorrhoids. You just sit on a little donut.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah, no,
man.
it's terrible.
Having your foot fall asleep is fucking terrible. Once you like just set it down on the ground, not even putting pressure on it, and it's just pins and needles. It's fucking painful. Dude. It's like
At least y'all
painful,
can
but
relate.
weird, you know. But
Yeah.
it's
I've
not in
never
the
been through it,
balls.
but at least you can relate.
It's not in the balls.
it's terrible.
I'm sorry.
I
bro.
couldn't imagine my balls falling asleep. Like
I feel like you
It's terrible.
You deserve a handicap sticker for that or something. Like you need one of those
100%.
signs. Like
Dude,
that is
if I drive for long periods of time, it happens. Because that's the
debilitating,
position.
bro.
Yeah, like Rose, you saw me like all day. I'm either got my foot propped up or like when I'm sitting
Yeah.
down, like my shit's crossed.
I just didn't know why. You hadn't told me like, hey, bro, my balls fall asleep. Like, if I had known, I would have like nut tapped you every now and again, keep them awake. You know?
Just
But
get them
now
up
you
and
know I have a
moving.
disability, okay?
Yeah. I would have like
God,
reached
dude.
over and just like wake up.
You definitely should report
do
that to medical just so it gets in your record.
It's in my records.
I'm not sure there's a category for balls falling asleep, but
Yeah, what do they put that one under? Like,
I might be the only motherfucker
Numbness?
that gets
I don't know.
I might be the only military dude in history that gets over 10% for ED.
so there is
Because my balls fall asleep.
there is one guy.
Mhm.
There's one guy that I know, and he had to go through boot camp twice. He was one of my seniors, so he went through boot camp first time, and while he was there on one of the hikes, he busted a nut. And I don't mean busted a nut as in like busted a nut. No, as in like his ball popped. Yep. And he had surgery after surgery after surgery, right? It got fixed. He obviously got medically out at that point. He came back, went back through boot camp, passed, got in. Now he's in the fleet. I'm getting to the fleet. He's my senior. He is on a permanent profile. Like, he can't do shit. He can't run, none of that. Because after he got to the fleet, he got on a death run as a boot and busted the same nut again. So this man was telling me that one, for sexual relations, he no shit has to take tape and tape his ball sack to his leg, or the pain is unbearable if it moves around. Two, the treatment plan for this guy's ball sack is twice a day. He has to do electroshock therapy with like a TINS unit to his nutsack because of the shit they put in it. Oh. And he has to hook it up with TINS units and let it go through it because of all the springs and shit for the like replacement ball holding together.
So, okay.
Oh, God.
Number one, like, I feel this dude's pain. Like, any man that does not feel this guy's pain, there's a problem. Hide your nipple, please. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's not there. There's no nipple.
It was there. Like, come on, dude. We're not in fucking hot tub kick, okay? Calm down.
Could be.
Hold on, let me change.
And I don't want to hear it.
Let me change the category.
Yeah, change the category. Yeah.
Because next time you come over here, I'm giving you a solid. I'm playing pool. If
it was anything like last night, you're gonna fucking miss and hit my belly button, so we're okay. But anyway,
that would be a reach around.
Wow.
With those fucking orangutan arms.
If you don't want to know, Shorty, just sit back and relax and listen. You'll see.
No, sit Shorty, back, relax, and enjoy.
We're on Unhinged podcast now. Fuck it.
Shit.
Yeah. But no. The only thing that I got out of that is the only way to bust a nut the second time is if you had a cadaver ball. So this dude had another man's nut in his own nutsack. That's the only thing that I could focus on. Did anybody else have that thought, or am I just
what he said is I guess he popped the first one and then they did like reconstructive surgery in his nutsack, and he said there were like tiny springs basically inside his ball sack. I don't know, right? Yeah, you heard me right. Which is where like the electrotherapy and stuff came in, because I guess it like whatever they put in there for the reconstructive surgery needed that like shock therapy to keep it like worked. I don't know, man. I would have to hit this dude up. I haven't talked to him in like 9 years because he got out in full medical discharge. Rightfully deserved. Like you can't bust two balls, and not get out for that. But like,
yeah, I'm with Wog, bro. I think I would just go uniball at this point. I think I would just go uniball.
That is the only guy that I could ever think of that might be able to say he has worse ball issues.
Bro, you guys have known plenty of people that have one ball, right, in the military?
Yes.
I know probably a handful of people that like, I only have one ball. Are all of their names Uno? Like their nickname?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, no, bro. Why is it? How is it fucking not like? We're all in different places. Like everyone who in the military who has one ball, their nickname is by default Uno.
It's either Uno or Half Nut.
Yeah, exactly. Half nut or Uno. Yeah. Exactly, dude. That's what the fuck. How is that happen? That's what I want to know. How is that the same everywhere, no matter what? Different branches, different locations. Everyone is either Half Nut or Uno.
Okay, so Shorty, I don't know. Okay, so everybody that I've met that's only had one nut, just for them to properly do the thing, they've always had a titanium nut. I've never heard of anybody with a silicone one.
I haven't heard of that either. I've only heard of Uno.
That sounds bouncy.
I've heard of titanium.
Yeah.
I've never heard of silicone. Never.
I've never heard of titanium.
Like
I've heard of titanium. It's a heavy nut.
I do not want to fucking Google search. I bet it is. He eats his vegetables.
That
So-
one hangs lower for sure.
Oh yeah, that one's the lower hanging fruit by far. So we're on that topic of all of that. Have any of you ever known anybody
Here we go.
with piercings in those areas?
Oh yeah, I knew
Yeah,
a guy.
yeah.
Yes. So let me get this out really quick, and then I'll let you guys talk about it. But okay, so I knew a guy when I went to Jacksonville, Florida, for a detachment with an aviation unit. There was a guy. His last name was Rings. His nickname was Lord of the Rings. I didn't know
That's
why.
perfect.
I didn't know
That
why.
was his call sign, right?
It was an enlisted dude, and I was like, why? They said, you meet this guy, Lord of the Rings. I'm like, why do they call you Lord of the Rings? Takes his cock out. Full of fucking Jacob's Ladder, the fucking Prince Albert, some rings on it. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's how you know a dude has zero shame. Like
His nickname
zero
was-
shame at all.
His nickname was Lord of the Rings. His last
All right,
name was
so-
Rings.
Yeah, but
Fucking
here's okay.
fits.
So I'm gonna ask you one question, and this is gonna question your masculinity too. Was he a grower or a shower?
What do you mean?
Was he a grower or a shower?
Well, I don't know, dude. I didn't see it in two different fucking statuses. I have no idea. I just saw it in the status it was in.
I mean, was it like?
It was looking at the ground.
Yeah, but was it like
So if
you
it's
know
looking at the
5.5
ground, he was
or
a
6
shower.
inches?
I don't.
If it was looking at the ground, it was a shower. Because
Yeah.
if you're a grower, it's gonna perch up on the balls or whatever, and it's gonna have like at least like
A
this
I thought they all
little
looked
perk.
at the ground.
no.
Oh.
Like if it perched up, okay. So
mean,
it's a
kinda.
shower. Got it.
That's not.
Let's talk about geometry
The
here.
guy had metal in it, dude. I mean, obviously,
Yeah,
it's
it's
way
gonna
down.
come to the ground.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it is
So
kinda way
that
down.
story is damn near the identical one that I was gonna say. So I was
Yeah.
working I&I, and I was in my comm shop, and I had a couple of dudes in there for the different platoons they were drawing their comm, but we were all setting it up and everything else before anybody actually came in, and I was the only one that had keys to the comm shop, so I was the only motherfucker that could go in there. Nobody could just like walk in. Not even our commander could walk in. Like he had to knock. He didn't even have a key. Well, we're in there and we're just like bullshitting because we got done setting everything up. And we got on that topic. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I've got a full ladder, a Prince Albert, and a couple other." And we're like, "Bullshit, you do." And he's like, "No, I do." And we're like, "Prove it." And he's like, "Okay." Same thing. Undoes his buckle, drops the camis. I swear to God, this man probably had 13 piercings throughout, and it's just, and then the questions are like, bro, can you still like use your hand? Like, how does this work? Like, can you do these things? And he was like, I mean, yes, like I can, and it comes out like around the pierce, and we're just like, what? Like, why? And he's like, I don't know. Ladies love it. We're like, what?
Yeah, it comes out at a degree of spray.
Yeah, it comes out at a cone. Yeah.
That dude fucking pees, and he's got 3 different fucking streams,
Oh.
bro.
Yeah. Dude, and when I say like Jacob's Ladder is you could look up pictures of it, but seeing one in person, there is no like you don't know. It's like seeing the Mona Lisa in real life. Like you can look at a picture of it. It's not the same thing, right? Like
It's not beautiful
yeah,
by no
facts.
means.
It's wild though to
It
like
is, yes.
somebody
You're like,
and they're like 1/4-inch metal rods.
why would you
So
do this?
okay, but okay, so 1/4 inch by 13 or whatever. Y'all do the math. But anyway,
He's trying to figure out people's dick sizes.
Bro, that's only like
but
it's only 3 inches. Okay, that's not a lot. Okay,
100%. But
Definitely a
so
grower.
what I got out of that, right? He was like, ladies love it, right? So in the porn industry, tell me how many fucking dicks in the porn industry have you seen that has a fucking dick piercing? So do ladies really love it?
I think it's
That's the mystery.
here's my
I'm trying to figure this
opinion.
one out. That's the question. I want
here's
to know.
my opinion. Okay, back in the day, In the
Do
circus.
we have any ladies in the chat?
You could. There's
Yes, we have a couple.
Shorty, there you go. No,
Shorty, but Shorty,
it's a thing
you
to,
had it?
to look
real
at,
world experience.
to go,
Yeah.
whoa, and that's about it.
Have
It's
you
something-
had it, Shorty? Because that matters.
It's something to look at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
It's
It's a fucking garden gnome. It's very good to look at, but
it
it's not
sounds
fun to play with.
useless to me.
Yeah, off topic. Anybody want free tattoos for life? I know a tattoo parlor. If you get the tip of your dick completely covered in a smiley face, they'll give you free tattoos for life.
Yeah, no.
If they do
no
good
thanks.
work, I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah, no, it's a bright yellow smiley face.
I don't
Nope.
care.
The entire head, whole
I
thing.
don't care. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Go to Kentucky.
With the price of fucking tattoos right now?
Shorty, it's something to look at just to say, yeah, I've seen that. It's like old circuses back in the 20s when they have like the bearded ladies. Like, I saw a bearded lady. Like, I saw a dick with 10 piercings through the sides of it. It's like a circus fucking show, dude.
So, so guys on it. So when it comes to the male, female, right? Genetically, I'm not fucking making fun of fucking certain demographics, but when it comes to like male, female, right? A genetic male, okay, we go to the shower and all that stuff. I guarantee you, a genetic male will look at a dude, okay, more than a woman would look at a dude when it comes to a penis.
Wait,
100%
hold on.
guaranteed.
So you think dudes are looking at dicks in the shower more than women are looking around in the shower? That's what you're saying.
More than like us going in front of a fucking chick and dropping our drawers, and she's like, "Oh my god."
But that's a masculinity thing for us. Because if you have a bigger dick, you automatically think you are the bigger dick.
You feel you're superior.
Yeah. Now, I will be honest, right? In boot camp, we had a square shower room, showers along all the walls. You literally just walk
every
through.
fucking boot camp.
Well,
Yeah.
some of them have the
Ricky
ones in the
showers,
center. You know,
walk through
but
as you're showering.
walk through, right? 100%. We all got that. You catch glimpses, right? You try to, but you catch glimpses. And when something is out of the norm, like a 5'2" Asian kid that has one coming down to his knees, you notice that shit.
Okay. When it's something that is abnormal, that's like, yeah, you're gonna notice it in the
stare.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
What you're
everybody
doing
has
is you're focusing here, but there are things you see out of the corner of your eye. you're
peripheral
like,
vision. You
the
have
fuck?
peripheral vision.
And then once your peripheral vision catches it, you're like, wait, wait, what?
And then you're looking like, oh shit.
Yeah, you're
goddamn.
just like, Jesus, Lim, good for you, my friend. Good for you.
Or
And
whatever they
everybody
fucking-
claps. That's the
Or
extent
whenever
of
they
it.
fucking like decide to move to the fucking side, you're like, dude, watch where you're swinging that motherfucker.
It becomes.
Calm down, dude.
I think there's
A
a
weapon of
point.
mass destruction.
I think there's a point where it becomes
all
a fucking
services.
joke, dude. Where it's like, at some point, dudes will start making fun of you,
Yes.
like for
Yes.
being ridiculous.
Facts.
You know, for having something that's more so for just looking at rather than use. You know.
Facts.
For you personally, how big would be too big?
Oh,
Like
God.
if you know what is it? Because every guy, right? Every guy, if you ask them, oh, would you want if they came out with penis enhancement, you could get it longer. How long would you want to go? Let's say girth is proportional. We're not talking about girth, but let's say it's proportional, whatever, so you don't look like you have a pencil or a chode. What is the maximum length that you would want?
Are you talking? Who are you talking to?
Either of you.
Me? I don't want any dicks.
Yeah, you're
dude.
answering
I'm not.
first.
That's
No,
my
you
thing.
don't. Not to take a dick to improve your dick.
No, no, we're talking about. Okay, so Skep, here you're gonna answer because you're the elder.
What are you asking me? If I'm not happy with what I'm equipped with now?
Yeah, if you could improve your dick, what is
don't
the
want to.
maximum length? Okay, so we know he's at his maximum length.
Yeah,
so
I'm
he's
good,
probably
bro.
sitting at like,
Nah, we're not
I
gonna
would
talk
say
about
for
that.
me, yeah, I'm gonna say like 8 is anything over 8 is too big.
Here's the
I'm gonna
rule.
tell you the women. No, I'm gonna tell you right now. The women in the chat are gonna tell you fuck that.
I'm gonna tell you
100%.
that. This is what I'm gonna
Oh
tell
yeah,
you.
they're probably gonna
There's-
say 6.
There's a term for that. It's called husband dick. That's what it's called. It exists. It's okay. It's like soup, man. It's like spicy or soup, right? Okay.
I just got out of a relationship.
There's soup and spicy. Spicy you have sometimes. Soup you can have every day. There's a thing called husband dick, man. It's. What are you okay with getting plowed with every single day? I mean, probably not something that's gonna be painful.
So okay. So Rose, right? He has heard all of our conversations from last night.
Yep.
So is it probably
you and I clapped?
It is safe to say that I have a very sexual, like healthy sexual life
relationship. Yeah. Oh yeah.
After 19 years, right? Based on what you heard, and this is facts, people. Okay. I mean,
he does this thing.
Husband dick is real.
I'm telling you, dude, it's real. It's a thing.
I like you saw the tattoo.
I did. I did see the tattoo.
There's the inside joke tattoo on my body. All I'm saying is, if you're in a healthy relationship, guys, go get a fucking popsicle. That's all you need.
I'm not a fan of your choice of popsicle that you went with. I definitely would have went with like the Star Spangled Rocket instead of like the orange creamsicle. But you know,
I thought about doing the bomb pop, but you know, the droplets that are on it that speaks a different.
Yeah.
Either way.
Okay.
So,
how do we get from piercings to this? I don't even know.
Rose.
Hey now,
that guy.
Look, you were the one over here bearing your ass cheeks to me, okay? I don't want to hear it.
That didn't have to get brought up, but you brought it up.
Yeah.
No, you brought it up. I didn't bring it up. You brought it up when you sat back down. You were like, Rose has a story to tell.
Well, yeah, because he was laughing, trying to figure out what the fuck was going on in chat.
Speechless.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll equal it to this. Okay. Are you going to eat a 10-ounce steak? You could eat a 10-ounce steak every day easily, right?
100%.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but what if you were faced with, like, I don't know, let's say
a tomahawk,
a 32-ounce steak every day? Now, after a while, you're like, fuck this steak, it's too much. Yep. Same thing, dude. Just saying.
There's legitimate like porn star interviews or whatever.
Oh,
and porn has fucked up society. It really has. Like when it comes to the male ego about size and everything. You know, because I mean, what
dudes thinking they're walking around with fucking tiny little peckers, and they don't understand. They're like probably pretty much normal, like everyone else.
The male average is 5.
No, it's actually less than that. I think
it's like 5 something. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, what you're seeing on that screen is people that are like abnormally, in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's why they're doing that job.
Hold on, let me see. It is 4.59 inch, or no, 5.1 inches when erect, and that's as of 2024.
Okay, so those dudes that you're seeing on those screens doing their shows and being their actors, whatever you call them, sex workers, whatever. Yes. Those dudes are like well past
the Andre the Giant.
Okay? They are. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to the 1%.
I was not saying compare.
Well, he's saying that dudes are like, fucked up because of it, because they're walking around thinking they're fucking not man enough or whatever. But they got to realize, like, those dudes they do that job for a reason.
Porn has also given unrealistic standards in sexual relationships.
Society.
Yeah, because people think that you can have these sexual experiences that you see in porn, and people forget that shit is scripted, signed, consented to, organized, on camera, like all of that shit. Like that is not like don't get me wrong. There are some relationships I have been in, like BDSM, like that world. And if you get that trust, yes, things like that can occur. But like your typical like day-to-day relations with somebody, especially when it comes on a sexual nature, like those things can't happen. You can't just surprise, and make some of that shit happen because it's, quite frankly, it's dangerous.
It's for show, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's for show, and like, and it's like women in this beauty standard that women think they have to keep up with.
100%.
They're trying to keep up with this fucking tiny fraction of human beings on the planet when they just, you know, and unfortunately, a lot of people like to hold people to that standard. Oh, this is a 10. Oh, there's nothing fucking wrong with being a 4, 3, 2, 8. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? There's so few people out there that meet that like extremely high societal beauty standard that, you know, it's just impossible, and you shouldn't try to reach for that, you know?
So I know you two haven't been in the, go ahead. My bad.
Well, no, what I was going to say, so like you bring up porn, or well, we bring up whatever. Yeah, but you know, so no matter what it is, whether it be male, female, whatever it is, like it's an ego hit to all genders. You know, because it's like a dude or whatever, they see this fucking like giant fucking dick, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not pleasing my woman."
Yeah,
you know?
You're right.
And it's like, you know, and then and then you get the TikToks out there or whatever, and it's like, "Oh, hey, babe, I figured out why my penis was so small," and then she says why, you know, and then it's like cuts to him like crying and all this other shit.
Wait, there's TikToks like that?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Get the fuck out of here! Really?
Oh yes, it's fucking hilarious. Actually.
Oh my god.
But you know, and it's one of those things like when you so okay, we're gonna relate this back to fucking politics like we were talking about earlier.
Ooh.
Okay, because everything is inflated. You know, people are gonna push an agenda
like dicks,
like dicks.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, it's one of those things.
Say, girl, you about to get this dick.
But you know, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, when you look at anatomy, just human anatomy, the G spot is like 1.5 inches on the average female.
Mm-hmm. Up.
That's what it is.
In and up.
In and up.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, you got dudes with fucking micro penises out here that can fucking hit a G spot.
No, I'm gonna stop you on that one. You ever seen one of those in person?
Not in person, no.
Oh, I have.
But what I'm saying is, it's like
after.
But what I'm saying, if the dude gets if he gets a fucking hard on or whatever, and he's getting, you know, and he's with a chick that's, you know, shorter, so anatomy wise, it's probably closer to that inch. Dude's probably gonna hit it, and he doesn't have anything to be worried about. If his wife is okay with it, or his significant other, that's all that fucking matters at the end of the day. And oh, by the way, if there is an emotional connection, that's what fucking matters.
Yes.
And I just want to put this out before Rose says anything. It's
facts,
talking about his he's seen it in person. Is like, look, dudes out there listening to this, don't be ashamed of the things you're packing, whatever it may be. Okay, you can't help that. That's something you're born with, and you can't do anything about it. So it's not like you should be made fun of for it. It's like being short. Like me, I'm short. Make fun of me. You shouldn't make fun of people for shit they cannot help. You know what I mean?
But is
it funny? Fuck Rose. Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, it's funny. But but that's the thing. Like, an emotional connection between two people will cause more of fucking orgasm to both parties than anything else. So, you know, that's when you know, like, oh hey, talk about your, you know, boundaries. Communicate, you know, all those things is what's going to do it, no matter what the fuck you're packing in your fucking pants.
Yes.
You know, and that's the thing about it. You know, like, look, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, dude, like, if you have a fucking micro penis,
you better learn to eat pussy real good.
Facts. But if you have one, I'm going to fucking laugh at you, but if you pull a fucking 12 out of fucking 10, and you bag that motherfucker, okay, and you keep it, guess what? I'm gonna laugh at you, but I'm also probably gonna be, well, I'm not gonna be jealous. because number one, like everybody I fucking look at, they're like, "Why did you marry up?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I eat fucking pussy like a retard to eat an ice cream cone." That was told to me. I'm not making fun of anybody. So that's just something that I've been told. Okay,
like Skep, you thought I was gonna make fun.
Skep's gone. He's gone.
No, I'm just.
You gotta let him.
You said you've seen one in person. I'm like,
I have. You thought I was gonna make fun of this guy. Okay, wait for it.
Okay, go ahead.
You gave the
made fun of
disclaimer
him at first.
Okay,
all
no,
I was saying
wait.
was that you shouldn't make fun of people for things they cannot help,
100% completely agree.
or do it, but laugh with them, not.
With them, not at them. So the reason we didn't know, okay, this guy, we were at a Marine Corps ball. He was one of my Marines, right? We're at a Marine Corps ball. People bring their wives, right? His wife could have been a supermodel. 100% could have been a supermodel. She absolutely beautiful. And I mean, I'm talking, she was a unicorn, nicest lady ever, like amazing demeanor, like knew how to like interact and everything else. She wasn't like lewd or like, you know, like stuck up, none of that. Like amazing lady. Absolutely love her. And we're talking with him and everything else. And we're like, dude, you must be packing. And he's like, well, actually, and he tells us, and no shit, he was like hard, I might have 3/4 of an inch.
That doesn't.
Maybe.
No way, dude.
Yes.
That's like a large clit.
That's exactly what it is. So micro penis, that's the medical thing. Micro penis syndrome and enormous clit syndrome, right? I don't think that's what the second one's called, but those both exist. And it's because whenever it's forming, like it's supposed to form a dick and it doesn't, or it's supposed to form a clit and instead it forms part of a dick. And that's when you get like a massive clit or a tiny penis. Anyway, he legitimately had like maybe 3/4 of an inch. Like his pubes legitimately hit it. And
like
we're like,
erect?
Yes.
Definitely
If you can call it that. If you can call it that. I mean, you know, there's not a whole lot to get erect there.
Was he was he a big guy, like fat?
No, not at all.
Really?
No, he was in shape. Right. But he legitimately had a micro penis. And we're like, no way, you know, that conversation happens. Obviously, we ended up getting to see it. And well, kind of, we didn't have magnifying glasses, but you know, it was, you know, and we're just like, dude, wow. And he's like, well, one, I'm confident as hell. And I tell people, like anybody that he's ever dated, he was completely honest with them. And he's like, hey, we're not going to be able to have sex. Like traditionally, like, because he just doesn't have penetration ability, right?
Yeah, something
you know,
on there.
Yeah,
the definition of a micro penis is a penis that measures less than 0.75 when gently stretched.
Yep. Less than 3/4 of an inch. Like I said, I think hard he was 3/4 of an inch.
No, actually, hold on. No, sorry, that's in an infant. In a male, adult male is 3.67 or less.
Okay, well, he was on the tiny end. He had a large clit. Anyway, he had that's what we told him from then on. But he just
eating that shit like an ice cream cone.
Yes, and I mean, you got hands, you got fingers, like, and everything else, and like he had an emotional connection because they were able to communicate and, you know, conversate and like connect in interests and everything else. And she just fell in love with him for that because, yeah, sex is definitely important, but congratulations, we live in 2024. They make fucking 42-inch dildos. Like, you have something you can buy to get the job done. Okay. And that's why I was saying, like, even though those guys can't do that necessarily, that does not stop you. If you're one of those people, if you're watching and you're like, oh, I feel really bad, because that does not stop you. You can pull anyone. Okay.
Intellectually.
Yes. What you have going on in the head matters way more than what you have going on in the head.
Apparently.
Skep is Skep. You're like, can we just end this podcast, please?
No, I'm just.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm amused by this whole conversation because it's just it's wild for one, and then two, like I think people need to understand, like you shouldn't be whatever it may be. If it's something that you were born with, you can't fucking do anything about it. Like, don't be ashamed of it. That's pretty much it.
He did have large balls, though.
Anything is large compared to 3/4 inch, but whatever.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, don't be ashamed of whatever you're born with, whether it's your looks or whatever's going on there, or like your height. You know, those are things you cannot help.
So, all right. So, like, we're gonna bring this back to mainstream social media and like society and all the things right now. We've already talked about the average everything. Okay. And so like, and now you have this fucking like you can see it all over social media right now whenever it comes to like size and everything like that. And women are like, oh, I want to do this like fucking 6 foot. Dude. He makes fucking $500,000 a year. He does this. He does that.
Yeah.
Come say hi, Rose.
Yeah, exactly. And she's like, she was looking like Jabba the Hutt.
But now there's TikToks out there right now where you got a dude that has a body tape measure. And he's like, all right, cool. What's your waist measurement? And then they walk the fuck off. They're like, nope, that's not fair. Or there's some that a dude is fucking carrying around a scale.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah.
And it's one of those things. And it's like, okay, where's the happy medium here? You know, because like, where is society going right now to where that is an issue?
Stop being unrealistic is the fucking problem.
Like,
you got to know your worth. You know what I mean? And it's okay. It's okay. Like, you just got to know your worth. And people, I think, they think, what is that podcast? Have you seen that Whatever podcast? Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Where they have,
it's fucking
They have like sex workers come on all the time, and they talk to them, and they start getting down to the bottom of like, what is their viewpoints on certain things, traditional, on non-traditional sex work, all that stuff. And I think what they point out a lot of times is a lot of them are not realistic. They're just completely unrealistic. And they don't understand because they've been led to believe that they should expect a certain thing. And perhaps they just don't equal that thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I don't know if that makes sense, but like, look, if you're, if you're bagging 500 dudes a year or whatever because you're a sex worker, like, there's probably some guy who's 6 foot, who's fit, athletic, making 6 figures a year, who doesn't want to fuck with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't expect it. It's not realistic. Okay.
Well,
it's just not. Just go find yourself a good cuck and you'll be fine.
I'll be the first to admit that when it comes to it, right? You two
and then the cut comes up. It's like,
say, girl, you about to get this dick.
Yeah, I'm about to watch you get this dick. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, and she's gonna be like,
another one.
Send me another one.
Like, you two haven't been in the dating game in a while, right? I am
19 years.
Yeah, I'm not really back into it because I'm still out of. But I'm gonna eventually have to get back into it. Go ahead.
Cliff notes.
Yeah, I got you. But like, being in the dating game, I can say that I definitely have a type. I am an in shape, fucking, athletic male. I prefer somebody that keeps themselves in shape. Mm-hmm. Things that they control. I don't care how tall you are, right? Yep. Don't get me wrong. I have my preference of like what I, personally like, but I don't care, right? Somebody's height doesn't affect doesn't have any bearing on who they are as a person. Whereas I'm one of those guys. I will say your weight does. Yeah. And I'm going to say that for both sides. It is not just for women. It is for men as well. Yeah. And I will be the first to say the way that I look at somebody when it comes to if I'm willing to date you is physical attraction is the very first thing that you obviously see. And that gets
Eyes
me
first.
to open the door.
Yeah.
Basically, like that relationship door, I'm going to open it if I'm physically attracted to you. But then aside from opening it, you don't get to walk through unless intellectually and mentally you are also stimulating to me, right? Like that physical attraction it has to be there. It has to be there. If I'm not physically attracted to you, it will never work. Mm-hmm. But past that initial, it is all about the mental. Like, and way too many women think that it's like, I have to be beautiful and sexy and all of that.
Not mental, intellectual.
Well, mental too.
Intellectual.
You got to be mentally sane too.
That intellectual.
I mean, all I'm saying is you can be psychotic and, still be stupid. But anyway, like, I think people put way too much. What I'm saying is people put way too much emphasis on what you can see. Oh, hello, kitty. Rather than what's in somebody's mind, but they also take that kind of out of proportion and say, "Oh, well, I should be able to let myself go and do whatever." That's also not true. Like, I think we need to find a happy balance and a happy medium, like you were saying, when it comes to society. Of like, take care of yourself and improve your own intellect, because Bumblebee loves that word. And we'll end up doing a lot better. Like,
I think it has to do with longevity, man. Honestly, with that, like, do you want somebody who is potentially going to die at an earlier age, or do you want somebody who you can spend? Your thought is, well, I'm, historically, my family, everyone lives till they're like 80, 90 years old. You want to try to find someone who's going to be your companion for that same amount of time. Right? Well, you look at, what do we see when we first meet people? Visual first thing. There's always, no matter what anyone says, they're bullshitting if they're telling you different. There is always a visual judgment that happens every single time. 100%. Doesn't matter. That's what you see first, from a distance. Even you visually make an assessment of someone. Yeah. And then if you're looking for a mate, right, for that example, like you're looking for someone, a companion to spend the rest of your life with, you want to find somebody who's going to probably live around the same amount of time as you, so you have a lifelong companion, not someone. Let's say your example, Rose, is someone who's potentially unhealthy or has a shortened lifespan because of whatever that is they're doing, lifestyle, whatever, not taking care of themselves, not, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You're not looking for that because that's something you're not interested in. You want somebody who's going to be a companion for a long period of time, not a potentially short period of time. So yeah, I think that's reasonable. It's not, an attack on someone. It's just what you're looking for, and men have that, women have that. Like, a lot of women are looking for a strong, tall, dominant male. That's just natural, and that's okay. That's over to them. Well, they find one.
Of them want that until they find one, and then a lot of them don't like what comes with that.
Well, they find out that that strong, tall, dominant male is likely trying to spread their seed around multiple places.
Well, not even that. 100%. Like, I've been in most of my relationships, I am definitely very, very dominant when it comes to everything. And that means, like, there are certain things that I am or am not okay with. And a lot of people would call those things controlling. And I don't think a lot of women, like, especially nowadays, with books, right? If you guys know about a lot of the spicy book talk, right? I have been into book talk, and I was starting book talk before book talk existed. I was in all that.
Okay. What is book talk?
50 Shades of Grades, but a lot raunchier in a
like romance novels.
Yes,
dark romance.
Like the Shades of Grey or whatever they're called.
Yes, it's literally 50 Shades of Grey, but enhanced.
Okay, I get it.
by
Okay.
a lot.
Continue.
Yeah,
All right.
50 Shades is a horrible representation of the it's BDSM literature. There we
Sure.
go.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
And in that lifestyle, which a lot of women, especially now with those books, they say they want that kind of stuff and they read about all of this, but they don't. And I've actually got like a video on my TikTok. I've been writing poetry and I've got one that kind of explains it. And it's a lot of women don't understand what actually goes into that kind of thing. Because whenever you have a man that is dominant like that and is possessive and obsessive to the extent that these women say they want, there are a lot of expectations that that they don't want to fulfill. They want to say, "Oh, I've got this guy," but then I still want to be able to do whatever I want and you know, not play my role per se.
Right.
And I think a lot of women just still have no idea that like those two things cannot coexist. Like if you want that super, super dominant man, I am not famous, super, super dominant man, there are expectations as a woman or man, you know, it's 2024, whatever, that you are to uphold. And a lot of women nowadays just they want the ideal of those types of relationships without actually putting in the effort required to keep.
Well, maybe they don't quite understand what it is they're looking for.
I think that's a huge thing too.
And well, I mean, all right. So, Skep, yeah, we've been married.
We have not been married.
Time. No, we've been married about the same amount of time when it comes to our relationships. Like, not us together.
Yeah, 19 years. Yeah.
Both 19. I was married in June. You were what?
May.
Yeah. So we literally 19 years and a month. And it has been up and down, has it not?
Yeah.
It has. Like, but the thing about it is when you unlock communication in a relationship, it opens a whole nother realm.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not talking sexually. I'm just saying just in general. It just unlocks it.
There's a level of compromise and communication that has to be made.
100%.
Otherwise it will fail. Or people will be just
100%.
miserable.
Yep. And that's how relationships last, but like society nowadays is, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be this. It's all about like, what do you bring to the table? And no, it doesn't matter. Like, there's a chick on TikTok right now that's going viral because she was getting interviewed and it was like, oh, she's got a baby daddy, she's got this, she's got that. And it was like, how much does he have to make? And she was like $1,000 a month.
I think I saw that one too.
It's because it's like our bills are $800 a month. I could buy groceries and do all the things on $200 a month.
I think it's because she's realistic.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's what, like, tying back to everything that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
You know, for the past 30 minutes now is realistic expectations.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, you know, because, you know, and even in the beginning, you know, you're talking about like what
pussy don't like you.
Facts. He had 2 pussies on him this morning, so it's okay.
Facts.
They were very furry.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what it comes down to because, you know, like back in the fucking, you know, 90s and earlier, you know, you could support yourself on a medium income with just one person working. Nowadays, if you want to have a comfortable life, it's almost like both parties have to work.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and that's the thing. It's all about realistic expectation.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, all these fucking fake ass Instagram models that use fucking filters and all that bullshit. Like, you know what? Go be lonely for the rest of your life because that's what you're gonna be. 100%.
Social media has set expectations to just an unrealistic level for people. And because there's people that are young, they just are fucking sucked into that shit and they don't understand. You know what I mean? They don't understand reality.
That's what it is. 100%.
But man,
Yeah. I mean, that's a good full circle right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
So
be
I think,
realistic.
like,
That's the message. Okay, be realistic with things.
Realistic.
yeah,
Understand.
Don't.
It's okay.
Yeah. Don't get caught up in what any sort of media outlet is pushing. Do
Right.
your own research. Fact check everything. And come to your own conclusion. And when I say fact check, don't look at Wikipedia, please.
No,
Just
God.
actually do like some sort of resources that they should have taught you in school, which I don't know if are being taught in school anymore. But yes, fact check and form your own opinion.
Yeah.
And then society will actually improve if you do that, because the impressions are not going to grow in an algorithm for somebody that does not take the time of day to listen.
Rose,
Yes.
any last words of advice before we wrap this shit up?
You're talking to a dude that's in the fucking that was in the Marines and now in the Army.
Be authentic to who you are.
I like it.
I like that. That was the smartest thing you said since you showed up in my house.
It's fucked up, bro.
I'm fucking you up after this podcast.
You heard it, folks.
Be authentic. Dude, we need a picture, right?
Yeah, we got to do the picture and for the thumbnail. So let's do it right now. Ready? Let's go. Picture. All right, we got it.
Okay.
Cool. Well, you guys, Rose, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you coming on. I hope you had fun. I did ton of fucking fun.
Oh,
bro.
it's gonna happen again.
I was gonna say,
No.
as soon as I get set up, anytime you want me on, I will happily, like, if you want me on every week, I'll be on every week if you want that. But, you know, I understand if you don't get me wrong.
I hope. Yeah, of course, bro. I hope that it was everything you hoped it would be.
100%. Absolutely love it.
We haven't gone 2 hours and 49 minutes in a long ass time. So
whenever I told him about it, I was like, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Whatever the fuck comes up." And it you figured it out.
It flows, right?
Authentic conversation is, I think, the best thing. Which goes, be who you are. Don't sugarcoat shit and don't, make shit into what it's not.
Yeah.
And this is why we have disclaimers.
Exactly.
Facts.
It's all personal. Again, you guys know it's no one else's opinion except our own personal opinions. So
does not reflect any part of anything except us.
Yep. Well, I appreciate y'all.
Y'all have a great night. I need everybody that, may have missed something, Kane, because you didn't sit here the whole time.
Yeah.
We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on YouTube, we're on all of the things, and it is all Hold Fast Outlast. So go follow us on everything. Yep. Oh, and that includes TikTok.
Everything, every fucking thing.
Everything.
Just search it.
Hold Fast Outlast.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. Only links.
Hit the only links.
All of them.
We'll have a feet finder up in a few days.
We have an only links, yes.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, y'all.
Take it easy.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.